what you like. Tell me what you like. Go! Tell me what you like. Go!
There's no doubt, gotta get out of this small town. You took my heart from me, now you're everywhere I see. Set me free, let me fly, let me find new kinds of highs. We're just wasting here, waiting for another year. We both know the score, we've been here once before. So many words unspoken, you took my heart, it's already broken. You don't have to wait, I can take the pain. I will surrender, let me go on a new adventure. Space, explore the world and find my place.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another stream. Hope boys are having a wonderful, beautiful day. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back, boys. Welcome back to another wonderful, beautiful live stream. My whiskers are a little bit misaligned. I don't know what is going on. How are all you doing today, boys? Yo, my man Sashimi, how you doing, my man? Did he pop up? 14 months, my boy. I don't think we've seen Sashimi in chat for a while. Maybe he's just usually lurking, but I miss him, dude. That's my favorite boy. How y'all doing, though? Welcome back to another stream. Hope boys are having a wonderful, beautiful today we got ourselves more duels over on the NA. Let's have some fun, yeah? Let's have some good old fun, boys. Let me get the music back up and running today. Boys, how are all you doing? Welcome back, welcome back. Let me get the music back in here. And actually, we're gonna add some of these songs into the regular mix, man. We're gonna add them into the regular mix. I think that'd be a really good idea. The faster we can get them to the regular mix, the better, because I just have to go and sift right through them. I have to sift right through them because there's a lot of these tunes that I'm a big fan of. We gotta add them as part of the list, dude. We have to. But how you boys all doing? What's up, Skills? How you doing, my man? How we doing, Dallas? What's up, dudes, my dude? Yo, what's up, Celtic? We got ourselves Invasive, Chicago, Noco. How you boys all doing? Welcome back to another wonderful, beautiful live stream, boys. Yo, hopping on NA. Let's see how we do. Let's do this thing. All right, sound good, my guy. Sound good, my dude. Let's hop on NA, see what groups are ready. I saw Skills already tried to put a group together, and I think Assassin said he was putting up a group together over on the NA. I gotta add him as well. But otherwise, we're good to go, boys. Otherwise, we should probably have 2 groups already, which is pretty dope, honestly. Swapping servers here too. The spectating character started. What's up, Mr. Fox? Hey, dude, my guy. Hope you're having a good one. Yo, hopping on. Let me do this one at a time. Let me get Mikey added on reality for TM Assassin. What's up, Arnold? How do my dude? Hope you're having a good one, my man. How you boys all doing? Welcome back. So let me do this one at a time. Set it up. There we go. Bald, ready to go. Let me add Mikey in on friends list. Mikey, and that should be it. He said he's got a group he wants to do stuff with. Flarkness 3v3 tourney. Yo, Flarkness doing some 3v3 tournament. Let's go, dude. Yes, we have a rank 1 rogue. Do we really? Rank 1. I'll be the judge of that. Unless it's a TM Peekaboo. I don't know, dude. We'll see. What's up, G? I do, my man. Hope you having a good one, dude. The Orc Rogue look dope. Hell yeah, my guy. What's up, my dude? Orc Rogue? Which one? There's a lot of Orc Rogues out there, my dude. Added. I'm right to TM Assassin. Let's also get the duels. How to join in. Here we go. Bam. And let's pin that in the chat as well, just so everybody knows how to join in the duels for the 5V5 1v1s. If you guys want to join for 5V5 1v1 duels, all you have to do is go to player versus player premium group, custom PvP, find your group, top number 5 at the top, and there you it. You'll see a 5V5 1v1 group available. If you don't see one available, you can always find one with start group and go to Dalaran, or actually just call it something like 5V5 1v1 duels Dalaran. Something along those lines, list group, and you're good to go. In your menu, your Orc Rogue, was that a monk? I think that was a monk that was leveling a while ago, but I gave up on that guy. So I had 2 monks on server Dalaran. I had Dal Kick, and then there was Dal Sprint. Dal Sprint was supposed to be the Maga org that I was originally made him as a Magar to utilize that monk bonus in order to get a Magar character to max level. Never got around to it. Ended up leveling another Magar character altogether. I think it was a warrior, and I think it was when they added the whole faster leveling in BFA waiting for Shadowlands, when we had 50% more XP with all the other bonuses provided. So basically, I think I would have did is either dungeoned or a quested, and I got like ridiculously quick max level. And then I was gonna use that character originally as like a catch-up mechanism, like, hey, how's how catch-up works in the pre-patch of Shadowlands. I think that's what I was doing with that character. It was a while ago, dude. It was a while ago, but originally, yeah, he had the full, like, what is it, Dow Sprint had the full rogue. I think it was a tier 2 recolor set or tier 1 recolor set. I think it was a tier 1 recolor. Unless I'm wrong on that. Hold on. Rogue tier 1. Rogue. Wow, rogue. Tier 1. That's tier 0. I don't really care to see the tier 0. Tier 0.5. Tier 1, man. No, it's not tier 1, it's tier 2. The tier 1 is Kingslayers. Tier 2 is the Bloodfang. That's what it is. Tier 2. So it's like a recolor of the Bloodfang, but like the TBC one where it's like, instead of red, it's black. I think they had 3 versions of it. They had the blue one, they had a red one, and the black one. I think the blue and red are, or blue and black are the recolors that you can get as any other class. Red is only for rogues, I believe. Let's turn his live. Looks awesome. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah, dude. We need a second group of the 5V5 1v1 Duels, boys, and we are good to go for some 5V5 1v1s. Do we have a second group? Do we have Chicago potentially making a second group? What's up, Masterford? I know, my man. Hope you having a good one, my guy. Hi, Dan. What's up, my dude? Is it only NA? So yesterday is EU, today is NA. So we do Fridays for EU boys and then Saturdays for the NA boys to make sure that both regions get plenty of time to duels, because we got both boys that are interested in duels. So we do Friday for EU. You be sure to show up Fridays duels for the EU duels, and then Saturday duels are for the NA duels. That's usually how we do it. But we've done times where we're like, you know what, let's just, we've done times where we weren't specifically set to that schedule before, but I do want to give an NA and EU the opportunity to both play, because sometimes it can feel sour, like, oh man, EU didn't get to play that week at all, or NA didn't get to play that week at all, and it's like, well, bummer. So I try to keep it for Friday for EU, Saturday for NA, but yeah. I've had patches where it's like we're waiting for a while for a new patch, like, you know, 9.0. Россия! Здорово, друг, здорово, мастер. Это ты мастер фуд, который, как его, маг? Как его, fire mug с Европы, да? Это тот? I think Master Fruit in chat is the same Master Fruit in game. The fire mage that usually comes by and blasts the boys out of the way, dude. We missed you, my guy. We missed you. We need more fire mage in there. A druid. Wait, you're the druid? Okay, so you're not the same Masterfoot. No, see, it's wait, no. Fruity Dad, that's who it was. Masterfoot, yeah. Wait, I have a bad memory with names. Yes, no, you're right. Masterfoot is a druid. Fruity Dad is the mage. For some reason, I thought Masterfoot was the mage. I am dumb. Yo, what's up, my guys? Здорово, друг. Извиняюсь, я думаю, это как его, Fruity Dad, не Masterfoot. But yeah. Dal is low M, haha, that's why I didn't get a request. Oh, low M. For Mikey WoW? Okay, let me try that. Alright, let's try that. That'll work. Chicago, fine, let's go. Bald and Chicago. First up and running for the duels today. Are we gonna see any new boys in here? Bald says he got a rank 1 rogue. So I am interested who they got, dude. I'm interested who they brought in. Bald and Chicago in here. We want to see some new names. Привет, друзья. Здорово, друг. Здорово. Здорово, братан. Ну, извините, где дуэли был? Вчера. У нас вчера были дуэли для Европы. Нам нужно тебя увидеть. Riskful? Oh, that's the guy? Is that rank 1 rogue? Riskful? Is that like a homage to Wreckful? That's pretty cool if that's true. Yo, let's get some duels in here, boys. Switch. How do I add this song to the mix, by the way? I kind of love this song. Can I add it to the duels mix? Here we go. Now it's in, dude. Now it's in. Beautiful. Alrighty, boys, we got ourselves Team 1 together with Harambe, Demonology Warlock, Farmer Harambe. We got Lemons in here, which reminds me of a guilty name whose name is Lemoons. But this guy is straight up Lemons. I like Lemons. We got us as Life of Fire as a Demon Hunter, Riskful. Give me a lot of cookies. There it is. As well as skills as an arms warrior in the Fae. Where's this team 2? We got ourselves Are You Happy? Good question. As a Necrolord Feral. Gonna make everybody else unhappy being Necrolord Feral. We got Bake. We got ourselves Electric. My god, that looks glorious. iFox and Chicago gonna be first up. It looks like Life of Fire is gonna be first one that they're facing up against. I thought Life Fire for a second was running the Warrior Covenant. Not Covenant, but the class Orderholic Mount, but it's not. It's actually Galacross, I believe, from Siege of Orgrimmar. 5V5 already popping off with some biggie damage into Metamorphosis. Trying to see, I think I'm trying to see if he might be able to dodge the stun. Gonna be baiting a wall out of Chicago with that hunt. Chicago popping that wall a little bit defensively. Livefire is able to get quite a few defensive. Gonna be that Ascendant. Darkness coming down for Livefire. As Chicago trying to max range and do as much damage to catch Livefire. This man is preparing a hunt. Now that Chicago does not have a wall for it. In prison, into the hunt. Could be big damage. Chicago going for a immediate global to heal themselves ASAP. Plenty of mana, but is there Maelstrom? Gonna be the Dreadnought Racial to help the healing. Shackles trying to prevent any kind of healing. Gonna be the grounding totem dropping down. Interrupt onto that Hex. Chicago might be under a lot of pressure. Livefire might be able to have it. Keeps cleaving as Chicago is trying to go for a Hex. Oh no! Oh my goodness, that was such a close encounter. That Haunt baiting a defensive, I think, really allowed Livewire to create an opportunity, to create a gap where they might be able to make a play. For Chicago, that was a lot of pressure all at once with Shackles at the very end. That is a really rough one. Unless you have that Sunder for that right moment, it's going to be really, really difficult to make it happen. Trinket by Bake as Livewire take a lot of damage. Going to be the Convoke the Spirits, but landing that intro with a big blade dance and a Bake as a Barskin is up. And I don't think this music is appropriate for what is going on to Bake. Neither is this one. Yo, we got to find a mix that's appropriate. Hold on. There we are. This song is called Phoenix. And it's kind of funny how Livewire has a transmog that of a Phoenix. Not really the Blood Elf setup, but the blades, the fire, the transformation of the metamorphosis, as if he's reborn. Thorns up for Bake, gonna be a dispel by the Demon Hunter. Has the opportunity to do some damage. Bake staying in a bear form is going to set the Star Surge as Livewire finds himself kind of low in health into demon form, stealing the health from Bake with that leech. Looks like he's going to be taking him down with just a couple of chaos strikes. What kind of Lego is this man running? Charge as happy, tries to see if he can get an opener. Looks like the Feral is denied the opener stun, and Livewire just staying right on him, not letting the Feral land. Any kind of escapes, continuing to pressure the Feral as best as possible. There goes the root. Finally, Feral is able to maybe get away, separate themselves from Live, but it looks like the Demon Hunter is going to hit him in the prism. Thorns is up. Livewire could be in a bad spot. Stun onto the Feral with an I-beam to follow. Looks like that's the kind of legendary he's running. He's running the double I-beam. Fell breath, whatever it's called for the tank spec of the Demon Hunter. Gonna be, are you happy? Trying to catch up on a bit of healing. Livewire needs someone to keep himself alive here. Only got mobility, but the Feral got the jaws of death to close in. Interrupt by Riskful, going in for the big damage, playing out that Kyrian Burst, trying to see if he might get big Eviscerates in there, getting more Shadow Strikes in, bashed by the Feral. And that's gonna be a big wall. Riskful committing a lot of offensives, but also a big evasion versus the Feral. That is a Necrolord Kitty Cat. He's just gonna make sure he interrupts that Fleshcraft. Quick roar onto Riskful. The Rogue is continuing just to get Shadow Strikes in there while Shadow Blades is up. Cyclone, does he get interrupted? Cloak of Shadows? Are you happy? Knows he cannot go for Fleshcraft right now. He's just gonna get easily interrupted. Blind. Doesn't fall try to escape. At Riskful finds himself at full health. Just actually super healthy. Slice and dice, rolling Kidney Shot onto the Feral. I don't think there's any way out. And Riskful taking him down. With Electric gonna be up next. Man, so many people get into play so quickly. That Demon Hunter going through people that fast. And he does get taken down by the Feral. And now it's up to Riskful to see if he can hold on for his team. Gonna be Electric getting not even opened up with the Kidney Shot. Gonna be that Kyrian Burst coming out by the Rogue. Electric trying to make some big damage happen. Bladestorm coming out as Riskful looking for a Shadow Step. Does land the Shadow Step. Maybe a leap by the Warrior. Does not go for a leap. Riskful looking for the full reset. The Warrior leaps right on him. Riskful unable to get himself proper reset with the Stormbolt to follow. No Trinket right now. Is an Orcs. He's not going to sit those stuns long at all. Using that Kyrian to pick up in order to keep himself healthy. Going to be Electric with the Condemns. Trying to see if he can just chop through the Rogue. Trinkets out of the Kidney Shot with a Cheap Shot to follow. Some big damage out of the Rogue. Parry up for the Warrior. Cheap Shot by the Rogue with a Shadow Step, but he can't really go anywhere now unless he vanishes. No vanish for the Rogue, so he's actually stuck with the Warrior. Fear by the Warrior, but not a lot of health on him. It looks like iFox comes in, getting a Flame Shot onto Riskful. He probably thought that Electric died. Oh no. So now iFox is going to have that advantage of getting a Flame Shot. A little bit unfortunate. A little bit awkward too. Get a shout out to iFox. He's going to try to pop a defensive, but it's not going to be enough though. Riskful just might have all the damage in the world. Another Cheap Shot to follow. Another Eviscerate right after. Riskful without anything left. It looks like iFox does get to nail him down, but iFox did come in with a Flame Shot. He did come in with a Flame Shot, which made it a little bit awkward. But I guess it's fine. With iFox, looks like might be going down to Harambe that quickly. Gonna be the bet on him. iFox just walking at Harambe is gonna go for the full health increase here. Gonna be that stun with the Decimating Bolt. That's it. And Harambe together with Riskful as well as Livewire make a quick work of that team. That was one of the fastest duels in a long while that we've had. A lot longer. Electrically almost had it, dude. He almost did. He is so close, dude. One more global and he probably would have gotten that Rogue. That was a quick one. I like that. Let's go again. I actually enjoy duels being that fast, dude. That's part of the fun of the quick meta, is duels could just happen this quickly. I'm okay with that. Yo, NA, SL, yo, let me know when your groups are ready. Chicago, Bald is still ready. Awesome, awesome. We'll get another chance. Demon Hunter played well. So well, I guess I tried to in-cap stun on him and he just leaped. Yo, that Demon Hunter was really, really good, wasn't he? Like, there's not a lot. I feel like there's not a lot of good Demon Hunters just because they're kind of tough to play. Like you see a good Demon Hunter, like they're super visible. Do I? You added me. Hashtag 1340. Here we go. Yeah, let's go again. I'm trying to see if I can get TM Assassin in here. Unless he's already in, which I don't think TM Assassin is part of any of those groups, because I don't think I have Mikey added. I might check my own BNet. That was so good. Was busy? That's all good, Masterfoot. That's all good, my guy. Это все хорошо. Тебя другой неделе увидим, да? We're gonna see you next week, won't we? I believe. WoW news, new method of using Warlock Gateway added in patch 9.15. That's pretty cool. Yeah, they added like a way for you to get like an item in your bags, and when you interact with the item, it'll just make you take the gateway if you're near one. So it'll just be easier than clicking on it. I wonder how to use it, by the way. How do you start an arena thing? Like the spectator mode, it's a command that Blizzard uses for like their arena games, except they had a modified client where they have like a whoever they're targeting and like what their abilities they use. But it's basically just /invite spectator match macro that's been in the game for a while. It's not, there's nothing that has a UI for it, but you can get add-ons to enable it to make it easier, or you just type in the actual command if you know how to do it. We've been using it since I think it was Legion, no, BFA maybe, so Twitch. So it's pretty cool. Spectator match duels. They're really fun. Gonna be team one. Let's introduce him real quickly. We got Haram. We got us a Lemon's gonna be first up as a Necrolord Kitty. In the back, we got Lifewire, we got Riskful, and we got Skills. Lemons going versus up Chicago. Let's do Chicago twice in a row now. Lemons getting the big bleeds up on running Chicago. Are they switching up playstyle? Looks like the Chicago is changing up playstyle. Big bleed damage in the opener. Chicago popping wall for this burst. Lemons did pop Berserk for this one. So it's not a bad idea to trade big TD for a big CD. There's a 1.5 minute CD. Fade Transfusion for Chicago. Gonna be a trigger for Lemons with a wall interrupted Chicago. That was a minute 50 cooldown on that Fate Transfusion that did get cooldowns out of Lemons. This man probably thought, you know what, that's going to be a hard hitter ability. Fate Transfusion, quick cyclone of Chicago. Lemons able to catch up a little bit on healing. Damn, I'm actually kind of... Fate Transfusion, is that big of an ability for Shamans? I know it's kind of like a cooldown. Big healing for Chicago. Even through all the bleeds, they're going to be able to survive this for a while. As long as there's mana, as long as there's no dampening, as long as there's a bit of Maelstrom, there will be a-okay. As long as there's all that, there will be a-okay. Let me try to find a better song, boys. This will work fine. This one will be a-okay. Cyclone onto the Earth Elemental. The Ghost Wolves are still on Lemons. Feral unable to catch himself a re-stealth. Looks like it's going to be a stun totem onto Lemons. He's going to get hit. Chicago tried to make some damage happen. Big storm strikes. The Ghost Wolves do disappear. And Chicago having to spend global self-healing. The bleeds are starting to catch up with them. I think it's a Battle Master trick he can use right now. So Chicago has a lot of health borrowed. Shackles a malediction. Trying to see if he can outrun it. Looks like he's able to outrun it. I don't think that Shackles even did that much of healing absorption or necrotics. I think it's because Chicago just has so much extra health that absorption is looking so low. Cyclone on Chicago. The Shaman does not have a trinket, but the wall is back up. If Lemons ever goes in for big damage, it's going to be a big defensive for Chicago at all times. Sending out those Ghost Wolves in there, or Ghost Raptors rather, a Frosty and a Fire Raptor, so the Flame Shock as well as a Lava Lash are going to do quite a bit of damage. All your abilities are going to have a tinge of frost in there. Sunder onto Lemons. No stun totem to combo with it, though. Lemons just sitting in bear from trying to catch up on health. Finally going into cat form with some bleeds. Chicago get hit with the maim. Could be pretty bad. Does a wall that would need to. The bleeds, that is something about the bleeds. They're not really bursty. They can be ramped up. They can do a lot of damage, but they do bleed out over time. That is the drawback of playing the Necrolord Kitty. Like, once you put up bleeds, it's really difficult to deal with them unless the person has a defensive to dampen the damage or heal through them. Like, once you set the bleeds, that's it. They're just there. They're permanent. Lemon sneaking away with a Flesh Scaft. Not even in bear form, so he's not getting the biggest value of that Flesh Scaft, but maybe he had a Battle Master Trinket used with it. Because if you Battle Master Trinket in bear form, you get yourself a fatty shield for like 50,000. So basically a shield, double your health, big damage on the Lemons. The drain from Fate comes out. The Ghosts are on him, trying to get himself as much self-healing as possible. Is he Restoration Affinity? Is he? Is he Rest Affinity? Go to big damage onto Christina? I mean, Chicago. Christina, that's a person we miss in the duels, by the way. Didn't see him last week at all. But Chicago getting hit into that MAME, into that Cyclone, and Lemons looking for the reset. Unable to get the proper opener. Wall out for Chicago as I see Berserk out of Lemons. And that's going to be Swarm on Chicago, putting in quite a bit of pressure. Chicago better use that mana very carefully, because you can run out of it very quickly too. If you could find a way to get some combo damage onto Lemons, you need to go for it. Quick MAME on Chicago, but they got plenty of health, plenty of healing going. That's also going to be a healing totem down in order to be able to help him with that tough heal rolling. And Lemon's taking a bit of damage. Finally, Chicago is able to put in some pressure onto the kitty cat. Potentially could have with a Night Fae ability available here. If they can go for a Sunder into a stun together with Night Fae, at least it'll force a Trinket out of the cat. Chicago's still taking a lot of damage with the bleed. Stun does not quite hit the kitty. That Sunder did come in well, but the totem was just slightly a few pixels off. Quick MAME on Chicago. Lemon's getting the swarm back, and that should be plenty of self-heals for a bit. Ghost Wolves are up for Chicago. Mana running kind of low, though. And Lemon's pumping in a bear form while Barskin is up. Has a wall, has a Trinket if he needs to. Ursos on Chicago, so he is Restoration Affinity. So he's able to do quite a lot of self-healing. Chicago actually able to take off any kind of rejuves, any kind of regrowths off him, because those healing over time abilities are going to provide quite a bit of self-heal. Chicago locked in and not a lot of mana to really work with. Needs Maelstrom, needs mana, needs to find a way to slow down the game maybe a little bit, or just get some kind of CC chain onto Lemons. That's Sunder with a stun, needs to be precise. The earlier you can get it, the better. MAME on Chicago could be really bad. Lemons getting full bleeds up on the right. That's going to be Tiger's Fury. Everything into a Cyclone. Sunder by Chicago. And does go for a bit of a self-heal. No stun totem this time around. And trying to stay in Ghosto to get any kind of baseline healing. Cyclone by Lemons. Chicago is not at Raptor form to get any kind of healing, but Cyclone prevents it. Battlemaster Trinket has been used by Chicago, interrupting on that Flesh, so Lemons isn't going to be able to get the biggest shield available. Chicago had to wait long enough until the heal is back up. Looks like the health is back up to full. Stay in that Raptor form while the wall is up. There's no point of attacking Lemons. Might as well just sit in Raptor, get any kind of healing you can. In Raptor form for the MAME. That's going to be Trinket for the Shackles that's coming out. It's going to be able to bust out before the Shackles really get any kind of big damage. And Chicago is in a really tight spot right now, trying to heal. Big Sunder, Fate Transfusion used versus Lemons. Lemons going for that interrupt. At least Chicago was able to get some damage, some healing off it, but not enough in order to really force Lemons back. Big bites out of the Feral Druid. Chicago in Ghost Wolf form with wall, and is going to poke out just to get himself a bit of a heal here and there. MAME by the Druid into another Cyclone. I'm wondering how this duel is gonna go. We are actually hitting into the dampening. Chicago feels like has been on a back foot, or rather being a dry back hoof. But I wonder if they're able to bring it back somehow, getting some burst damage on the Lemons out of nowhere. Is that because of the Storm Raptor in there? Double Storm Raptor with a Storm Strike? Is that what that was? It's just like the Giga Charge Storm Strike damage? Potentially? And Chicago continuing to get some damage in. Earth Elemental is in play now. The 5 minutes have elapsed, so that's going to be extra health passively for Chicago. With a Battlemaster Trinket, that's going to be a lot of barred health. Basically a tank. Lemons needs to make some pressure happen. Still holding on to a Trinket. That's going to be the Feral Frenzy without Tiger's Fury? Without Tiger's Fury, though. So it's not going to be the biggest bleeds, but still, Chicago can't tell the difference. Still hurts either way. At least as an Earth Elemental. Try to drop down a totem. Looks like a totem going to get eliminated immediately. I don't even know what kind of totem it was. Was that a healer totem? Some totem, but Lemons killed it immediately. And this Feral is still continuing to put pressure. Berserk is up. Chicago. Did it just die? MAME? No wall available. Got himself a bit of a heal. Still just have to sit in Ghost Wolf like a bear druid, like a Feral Druid sitting bear form, trying to get whatever healing they can. The healing totem is down, needs a bit of mana. Interrupted Lemons out of the flesh cut, but Chicago is still under a ton of pressure. Ghost Wolf's hopefully up available soon. Wall is up. Cyclone Zone did not go for a grounding totem here. I wonder if that would have helped here. Interrupt onto that Cyclone. Chicago does have a very short interrupt, but back into that Ghost Wolf. That's going to be a trick for Chicago, trying to make some play here. A little bit of mana is back up, so try to go for whatever healing possible, but might just have to dive back into that Ghost Wolf form, missing that Sunder stun totem. And I think Lemons might have I think he just bled Chicago out. He bled out the mana, he bled out the health. There's not much you could really do unless Chicago gets a heal out of nowhere. That is a rough one, dude. That is a rough one. Chicago tried to do what they can as an enhancement shaman. Think about it. Enhancement shaman against a Feral Druid. That is a really tough matchup. But Lemons was able to make a play. That was extremely rough, dude. My goodness. Just survivability for the both of them, but Lemons with them bleeds, just staying aggressive, not really going for a hit and run that Necrolord Pharaohs usually go for. Just let the bleeds, let him sit there, let him simmer with that swarm and just run away. And that's going to be Electric up next versus Lemons, getting a couple of those condemns, parry up before the Pharaoh can really get anything set up. Quick charge by Electric, that is going to be Ursul's that's going to yoink him back in. Does he have a leap? Hopefully he didn't just use a leap. Dora Shadows? Does he have a leap? I really hope he didn't use a leap there just to connect. Bladestorm before the Pharaoh can get any kind of opener. Trying to at least stay on the moon. So it's going to be big condemns coming in, giving him that mobility to catch up. Bash onto Electric. Shackle for Shackle. Who's going to break the shackles first? Going to be a trinket for Electric with a reflect. Did a trick in the shackle? Maim onto the warrior. Lemons, I think, might have him unless Electric has summoned. Commanding shot might need to come out right now. No, he did not. He just didn't even use it. Wall was up for Lemons, was able to use that durability just to continue the pressure. Are you happy? Going to be up next, getting the big bleeds onto Lemons. Can Lemons just go for a 1v5 here? He only needs to go through 3 more people. The next one is a Pharaoh, but looks like, are you happy? Another Necrolord. You only need a Necrolord kitty to beat a Necrolord kitty. It's just as easy as that, dude. Easy. Just be a Necrolord cat and just be overpowered and really, really powerful. And huge bleeds, massive defensives. When I say overpowered, I don't mean literally overpowered, but like everybody else calls him overpowered. So can I too? Can I call him forward as well? Shrinking out his skills just to bust out of that root. Trying to go for shackles onto Are You Happy? But before it looks at his own health bar, has to play defensive. Literally popping a parry just to deal with the bleeds. Maybe that's a little overcommitment on defensives. But he thought that he had to do it. He felt like he got to do it. Are You Happy is going to poke out into cat form. Back and Cell, get a stun onto skills, and I think it's over. That is unfortunate. That is super, super unfortunate. The Pharaoh came in really, really aggressive, and the Warrior just had a really difficult time with it. He just said Alpha Lion here. He said, I am the Alpha Lion, Alpha Cat, or whatever druid cats are. Yo, I like it. I like it. Man, you guys had a really back and forth going on. Are You Happy? Actually getting hit into the eye, forced to pick up the eye with that fear, looking to escape away from Harambe. He has some curses on him. I wonder if you can remove him. No interrupt by the pet, by the Felguard. Could go for the Axe Toss, which will stun the enemy, but also can be used as an interrupt even if the stun doesn't go through. And I don't really know on the Flesh Cup, does it stun or does it interrupt? Could it be a secondary stun from the another Felguard's first stun? Looks like it's heavily DR. Tyrant is in play. That's going to be a bit of damage to Are You Happy though? Quick movement to Harambe. Trying to escape this pets. The pets are chasing. That Ursos is going to keep him at bay though. And Are You Happy is at least able to catch himself a reset with only an imp hitting him. Tyrant around the other corner. Does he go for a reset? He does go for the Shadow Meld. And is going to be able to escape all these pets. Good thing he had a Shadow Meld because there's a Tyrant right there. I think it's the first time in a while I've seen Tyrant in a good place at a good time. You know what I mean? Because usually that pet literally has a mind of its own and will literally go in the worst spot ever. Just hanging out there. Sometimes literally just going to do that. Are You Happy? Also melted the other druid in like 4 seconds? Dude, that's crazy. I mean, it's Necrolord druids, man. They're just nuts. Harambe, I think picked up the eye, sending the pet at the Feral. Where's the pet? Oh, the pet did walk all the way out. Now he's kind of stuck by himself. He needs to wait for the pet to return before he can use that stun. Trying to go for a banish onto the Kevin Slime. And that's going to be Decimating Bolt onto the Kitty Cat. Should be maybe decent Demon Bolts out of it. If only you can get Cat low enough. Or maybe you should have attacked Kevin. Got Kevin Slime low enough. And then Decimating Bolt at him. That means Demon Bolts would have been insane. Drain life as the Kitty escapes behind the pillow. But at least Harambe got a slight bit of healing. And that's going to be a Warlock Port on top of him with an interrupt. Are You Happy? Dropping down Ursul's or walking out of there. And it looks like Harambe is just going to walk into that Ursul's, let himself get yoinked, sending the pets back into Are You Happy? But the Feral catches a reset. Again, the Warlock is without any of the pets. Can't go for immediate stun to prevent the bleeds from being applied by the Feral. Wall is up for Harambe, but Feral is going to go for yet another juke. He just takes all these pets away to the other side of the arena and usually just hits him with an Ursul to keep him at bay. Harambe bleeding out, but he's trying to stay aggressive. Mortal Coil at Are You Happy? Shackles Malediction onto the Kitty Cat afterwards. Can the Feral heal? Trying to go for a frenzied regen. That is going to be a massive heal, but a lot of it was necrotic out. Looks like he wants to go for more healing. Flesh Cap while in bear from the pet, unable to interrupt it. Actually even cancels that Flesh Cap before it's fully finished just to catch a re-stealth and to get a stun into Harambe. The pet at this time is at least nearby. Big board out of the Warlock with a trick. It's going to be leap towards the pet just to catch up faster. Harambe again finds himself without a pet, but another pet is summoned. Trick it out of Are You Happy? Is that Mortal Coil available? Quick maim onto Harambe. Does not have the main pet. Main pet finally gets over here. Tyrant is up. Harambe at super low health. So is the Feral. Could be anyone's game. Looks like the Warlock dies still bleeds, and there's just nothing he can do unless you have a mortar coil just waiting for him. Not much you can do in that situation. Are you happy? Just looking to leap away. Riskful catches up to him, lands a quick eviscerate, taking him out. Necro God X. Necrolord. Right? I'd be surprised if he was Necrolord with the Necro God X name. Necrolord Monk. Up next versus Riskful, who did burn a little bit of offensive pressure. Actually burned Shadow Blades for the Feral. Interesting. Harambe's alpha female orc. Dude, that Warlock did the best he could against the Feral, honestly. I don't understand how else he's supposed to play against it, but he did the best he could. Kid to shout out to Cheap Shot. Riskful trying to make big eviscerates happen. Gonna be Alexu, but evasion. Riskful, oh my god. He just pressed evasion. The monk did not press the defensive fast enough. He went for a leg sweep. Riskful just went in with full risk, got the eviscerates off, and just kind of bowed out of there. iFox looked to find the rogue. Finally, a bit of a rematch between the rogue and the hunter. Stun onto Riskful. Let's try to jump off the platform. Going to be Kid to shout out to iFox with a feign death. Disarmed by the rogue. Got himself the Kyrian burst available. It should be lots of eviscerates, lots of damage. And is just looking to get himself the calm points, maybe with a bit of eviscerates. Big eviscerator after, treating those eviscerates like 7 calm points. Trinkets to interrupt the heal by iFox. Could be turtle out of the hunter right now. iFox has advantage if he needs to. Use advantage to stay very, very aggressive. Blind onto iFox, sending the pet at the rogue. The pet might actually kill the rogue right here. Does it though? Smoke bomb. I think the pet just kills him. Kidney shot into the pet. Shadow steps towards iFox. Kills shot. I see shadow steps to him. Man, that is unfortunate. Livewire, I don't think he's going to give this hunter a chance. I don't think he's going to give him an opportunity. Try to soul shape around these traps as best he can. Big hunt, but that's going to be a camo by iFox. I hope they didn't cancel the cast for Livewire. Looks like he still gets the hunt, forcing out the turtle shell out of him. I was thinking just going to try to go tackling him. That's how we see the hunt for demon hunters. It's just a linebacker going for a tackle, because you just charge at him and the fell rush right through him. You tackle it to the ground. It's so good. Trying to go for another hunt. No defenses anymore for iFox. The hunt is going to go through. iFox feigned death in the last second. Freezing trap waiting for fire. Oh my god, the hunter's still sticking him, and then he's still trying. He's still playing the game. 62% dampener. How does he survive any more of this? I think it's over. Man, he survived for quite a bit. The freezing trap. Feigned death as the hunt comes in. Dropped it, just letting the freezing trap slip on the ground. The monk, it's like he's slipping on a banana. My god, dude, these druids, look at that. 1.4 million damage, 1.1 million healing. Necrolord druid is an unstoppable force to be reckoned with. I don't understand it. What's up, Karen? How you doing, my man? Hopefully we'll see a Feral nerf alongside BM anytime soon. Yeah, Necrolord Feral is really nutty. I wonder if we'll see some kind of a nerf in the future. I wonder. 5 out of 5 here, ready to go? Yo, Bald Chicago, let me know which one of you is ready. Which one of yous is ready, and we'll queue you versus Mikey WoW. And we'll kind of switch you guys around, queuing you against whoever is available. Try to give you guys some variety. We'll go probably throw both of you at Mikey, honestly, and then we'll have you guys duel each other and then throw you back against Mikey. I think that's how we're gonna do it. 5 still. All right, we can get Chicago in here versus Mikey. Bald, you are on a backup duty, and then you'll get versus Mikey after. How does that sound? Mikey WoW and Chicago. Let's go, boys. I got 2 so far. Give me a sec. Let's go. Cloak AR, you got a group? Yo, get a group now. Let's go, dude. Yo, join one or make one up and get one up and running. Either way, my guy. Either way you want to do it. Hopefully, yeah. Hopefully we'll see some kind of nerfs for PvP. Like, there's not a lot of classes that really need the nerf. And maybe, like, they just need a slight adjustment. They don't need, like, completely just ruin the spec. They just need, like, one small thing that needs to be adjusted. To be honest, Blizzard overbuffed this fleshcraft. It's unreal how insane this thing is. Early in BG, Mystery Monk had 51k shield. I think for a Mystery Monk to have a big shield, they're already squishy. I don't really mind if a monk has a big shield. But like if a class like a Feral Druid, while it goes in bear form, Battle Master Trinket, full fleshcraft, that's like, yeah. That I think is maybe a little bit too strong in my opinion. Maybe a little too strong. But that's how I view it. Look at the boys in here. We got double Feral. Nice. ASAP Rocky. Fairleg. Dude, we got so many agility classes in here. Where are all the intellect classes, dude? Where are the casters at over in NA? Where are the boys, dude? We need them. We need them. I'm glad they buffed Fleshcraft. I'm glad they buffed Necrolord. I don't think even Fleshcraft is like overpowered in PvE. It just ends up being really good for PvP, you know? So they gotta find a way to make him better and more wanted to play for PvE. Because there's quite a lot of classes out there, especially range, that just don't even touch Necrolord for PvE content. But they end up like getting played quite often in PvP though. So I don't know. They gotta find a way to maybe like reduce some of the defensive value just slightly, very, very slightly. And then buff up the offensive value of it or something. I don't really know. Which? Because I think a lot of the Necrolord abilities are very single target focused. And that might be why they're so good for PvP, but not amazing for PvE. Because in PvE, you can play Night Fae or Kyrian or any one of those. And they usually have good value for single target and AoE. Gonna be Chicago taking a bit of damage from the Monk in the opener. ASAP Rocky. And ASAP Rocky is gonna get hit in the static link. Can't really leave, can't really escape it at all. Try to go in with the big punches. Try to see if you might be able to make a big play versus Chicago. That's going to be a Sunder by Chicago with a stun, Fate Transfusion, but that Fate Transfusion hits all the images and Zuen, so I think it actually has less value unless it hits one singular target. Chicago taking a bit of damage right now. Going to be full burst out of ASAP. Did it go for the big BDB burst just now? It's going to be out of a trinket. As ASAP Rocky just continue to fish, I think, for procs. You're just going for jabs, whirling dragon punches, trying to get those cheese spent, and maybe try to go for a big spin to win, spinning crane kick. But so far, the first onslaught by the Monk just wasn't enough, at least not yet. And we'll see if the next one might be good enough. Fist of Fury flying towards Chicago. Try to just waddle at him with a bit of parry. Still continue to go for as many abilities just to get himself procs. And maybe wait and leg sweep is up. BDB burst is down. Got himself a Rise of Sun Kick. But does he have the biggest burst? Trying to go for spinning crane kick. Doesn't do enough damage. Actually, quite a bit of damage. Chicago is able to heal it. But not the biggest burst that we're so used to seeing. Chicago is still super low in health. Big ascendance off that stun. Could be a big karma out of ASAP Rocky. Chicago just casted a spell right into ASAP Rocky's face. It looks like they're going to go for a Shackles for ASAP Rocky, but in that static link, can't leave, needs to take down the totem, getting booped around over and over. If ASAP Rocky does not figure out how to deal with static link totem, then Chicago will be able to use it to zone ASAP Rocky out. Try to go for Shackles of domination on ASAP, but he is able to line it out of it. And Shackles goes on cooldown as soon as you press it, even while you're channeling the ability. As soon as you press it, it's on cooldown, even if the channel doesn't finish. Even if nothing happens, you just, as soon as you press it, that's it. It's on CD. Not much you can do about it. Chicago still watching ASAP Rocky with a full flash cut. This man is really, really tanky. Next BDB burst is going to have Zuen available. No images this time, but it still could be really scary. A Rise of Sun Kick in Bone Dust Brew could be really bad. That's going to be Ghostful for Chicago. Got himself a little bit of side feeling, maybe a little bit of a defensive. At least try to tank this up as best as possible. Bone Dust Brew not really doing it for ASAP Rocky just yet. Not getting that big one-shotty proc. But Chicago is able to at least keep living this duel just for a little bit longer. Trying to drop down a stun, but ASAP is going to bow out of it completely. Static Ling, ASAP needs to take down the totem. Looks like it's going to be free Fate Transfusion. Does go for the in-cap, still unable to escape the totem. That is an interesting zoning tool. If you don't know how to play with it, man, that's going to be rough. Fist of Fury flying. Chicago trying to make some damage happen. Going to be Ghost Wolf. While they have to deal with the damage, is going to save the Fate Transfusion for a heal later, just to get some kind of a value. You don't have to press that Fate Transfusion immediately. Sorry, boys, for that cough. I'm so sorry. It's kind of choked on something. I really don't know. Just running out of breath, I think. Man, I gotta just slow down and breathe. ASAP versus Chicago. Chicago still on to defensive leg sweep. Is that going to be BDB? Potentially big burst out of ASAP. Trying to make some damage happen. Karma couldn't come out. Stun on Chicago. Do they take him out? ASAP. Oh my goodness. What just happened there? That stun came in at the right time. Chicago just had a little bit of burst of damage at the right moment. That trinket into the stun totem, and Chicago just had enough globals just to take him out of range. I don't even know what happened. And Elgato Marica. Well, Elgato. Wait, is that Spanish for cat? Elgato Marica. Gonna be up next. That's gonna be another totem down. Does he know how to remove it? Does he know how to deal with it? The cat finds the cat scratch post, but isn't able to kill it fast enough. Well, damn. What's up, Azar? What's up, Karai? Boys. Yo, would you guys see that big burst out of Chicago out of nowhere? What was that? Elgato trying to see if he can make some kind of a play. Another Necrolord Kitty. Trying to burst him down. Big bite into Chicago. And that's going to be thorns for the cat as well. And Chicago trying to find themselves any kind of healing stun totem off that Thunder with an Ascendance. Wind strikes are going to be pretty big. Got the Ghostos in there. Wall is out for Elgato. So he's really tanky right now with Barkskin on top of it. That's a lot of defenses committed for Chicago's Ascendance. Chicago tried to go for wind strikes from range. For Chicago, that's actually fine if Elgato is not even in melee. You can just auto attack him from like 30 yards away and get those wind strikes from a while away. Chicago, though, finds himself at no mana whatsoever. Elgato's still okay after all that burst. Gonna be the big maim, and Elgato needs to get himself just a little bit more damage to Chicago, just a bit more. But looks like Chicago got himself a little bit of Maelstrom, a little bit of mana, and is able to catch up. Wall available for the Shaman if they need it. Elgato might have a Barkskin back up, but looks like a lot of his defensive cooldowns are down for the time being. Might have to wait out Tiger's Fury together with Frenzy. It looks like he's just going to press the Tiger's Fury on cooldown, try to max out that damage, max out his cooldown. It's going to be Sunder with a stun. Fate Transfusion getting the cat to about half health by itself. If only Chicago has any kind of damage post that. Going to be a big old Shackles onto Elgato, and Chicago is going to try to see if he can chase after him. Ursos onto the Shaman, but Elgato got himself plenty of mobility, continued to run. Flash Cap getting interrupted by Chicago. And just himself a little bit more damage onto Elgato, keeping him in place with a static like Totem. The cat isn't really focusing on Totem, just focusing on staying alive, focusing on doing damage to Chicago. This is where Chicago thought, oh, you know what? I'm gonna let this cat be stuck with me, but it's a cat. If you're stuck in the cage with a cat, I think you're the one in trouble every single time. Every single time. As Chicago is in Ghostful form, no wall available for a while. The Earth Elemental is kind of supplemented for that defensive for the time being. Elgato continuing to send those bleeds in. Sunder does not quite hit the Feral. That is going to be Barkskin as well as Thorns. Chicago is actually under quite a bit of pressure. Elgato just continued to send in bleeds. Quick memo onto Chicago is not going to be enough. Does Chicago have any kind of self-healing rolling? Actually, he's playing the Earth Elemental Totem this time around. Or Earth Totem. Or Earth Shield. Rather, going to be a big lead by the Feral Druid, trying to get away from Electric. That is Condemns going through. Electric just to find a way to catch up to Elgato. But unless he can get in line of sight and get those Condemns, I think it's kind of in a try spot. Going to be a Blade Storm. At least he's not getting slowed. Needs to get Condemns. So Elgato is actually getting heals. Those Condemns eventually are going to be above the 80% health threshold. So he's going to be able to get quite value damage on it as Elgato continues to heal himself. If he kind of wants to be under 80%, above 35, just to make sure he's in that sweet spot where Electric isn't getting big bonus damage, which is kind of hard to do. But with healing over time, he might be able to do it. Banner down for the Warrior, might be able to make something happen here. Electric with a parry, going to be Thorns for Elgato though, so Electric better be extra careful. Those Thorns are going to hurt. Quick Fear onto Elgato, but the dots are in, the Swarm is on, and the Blades are going to make it that much harder. That's going to be a quick bash by the Feral onto the Warrior. And there's no way for the Warrior to return. I don't think it's over. Going to be, yep. Try to go for as much damage as you can. Shot from Blades, but that's over afterwards. Necro God X. Look at to see if you might be able to best this Feral Druid. Necrolord versus Necro. Somehow finds Elgato. Hits him with an in-cap either way. Leg sweep. Does he go for the big burst right now? BDB a little bit late, but still I think Frenzy Fury will do it. Rise of Sun Kick is not going to be enough. The wall up for Elgato. Taking a lot of damage, but it's also really taking barely any health right now. Does get himself a heal. Swiftman right after. And he's actually kind of okay. Flesh God probably going to get interrupted by Necro God. Yes, he is. But is able to at least get himself another healing over time. Flesh can get him broken through. Bars going to Thorns all he has. Try to maybe get counter aggressive. Quick maim into Necro. At least able to survive it for a little bit longer. Necro just holding on to that trigger for now as Elgato catching up on quite a lot of health. Was that also Friends in Region, by the way? Emergency Friends in Region. Has that been used? I believe it has been. He's a low. He's real low. Is that over? He's able to get a bite. Oh, kind of dodging past Necro for a second. No, the Swift Man. As long as he got the Swift Mans, he's going to be kind of okay. Necro going for that Karma, just letting the whatever bleeds left on him do damage to Elgato. Elgato with a quick bash. Does he go for Root maybe? Trinket by the Monk. Does he get to kill him? Quick maim onto the Monk. Elgato still has another Swiftman available. Whirling Dragon Punch almost gets him low enough. Does he have any more defenses? He just needs to get out of this somehow. Quick. Oh, touch of death by Necro. It was kind of a back and forth where nobody's really killing each other just yet. And then Calamity just throwing it down onto the Monk, taking him out. Are you happy up next? Is he going to be able to do the damage he needs? Calamity is in stealth. Are you happy looking for him? Probably going to pick up the eye, maybe in bear form. Bear form eye, and then potentially Moonfire. Most likely. That is a rough one, dude. Shadow Strike or ambush rather by Calamity. He's not a sub-rogue, he is an assassination. A quick ambush just to get some calm points in there. Are you happy? Popping off Thorns in cat form, looking to get counter-aggressive with Calamity. Quick Shadow Step by the rogue, but it's going to be walking through a Necrolord Mountain Dew puddle, which is going to be Sticky Puddle is slowing down his movement. Very unfortunate. Quick stun onto Calamity. He's going to go for a Cloaker Shadow's evasion, trinketing out of that stun. Actually, just the dots are still already on him. Are you happy? Put up those dots. Are they going to just die to dots? His health is extremely low. Did he live those dots? I think he just literally lived those dots in the last second. And just waited out. Is it still dead? I can't tell. I actually can't tell. Mark for Earth, are you happy? Could shrink it out if he wants to. Gonna be a Bark skin. As Calamity going in for full burst. Big damage to draw. Oh my goodness, this rogue with a vendetta. The Feral had a trinket. Oh, this man is playing that big burst build. I keep forgetting Calamity is the guy with the big bursty one shot for assassination rogues. Man, there it is. What's up, Crimson Saint? How you doing, my guy? This guy looks like iFox is going to pick up the eye, sending the pet at Calamity. Stun. Calamity has nothing. He was spent everything just take down the Feral. At least he stopped one of the hardest hitting classes in the duels. But hey, yet another Feral is up and running. Oh my god. Necrolord kitty cats, boys. Oh, these cats. That is the toughest class to fight in a 1v1 right now. Gonna be Lazy Kitty going with the big bleeds. iFox feign Deathany immediately with a freezing trap onto Lazy Kitty, trying to take control of this duel. Manic bandages early as those dots, the empowered dots, are removed. Lazy Kitty is gonna have to reapply these dots all over again on the Hunter, looking to sink his claws in, and then afterwards let the fangs do the rest of the work. Necrolord shield still holding on. iFox with another feint that trinkets out of that CC, and Lazy Kitty is still holding on to his defenses. No wall just yet. iFox using his cooldowns, trying to see if he can make some damage happen. Lazy Kitty trying to go for self-healing. Looks like the flesh gun has been broken through. Lazy Kitty's health is actually plummeting. Might have to go for a wall here. iFox with a feign death. Better just try to recover 39% dampening. Gotta make it a little bit tougher. Stun to Lazy Kitty, trick inside of it. Gotta leap towards the iFox. Looking to end the duel here. Does he go for the wall? Might have to. Gonna be big swift man for him. Try to keep himself alive with wall to follow. iFox has a turtle, but it looks like it's gonna be taken down with Lazy Kitty letting the bleeds and the dots do all that work. Elgato did that's a lot of damn. Look at the amount of healing Chicago had to do, and the Feral still won that duel, dude. He literally did 1,000,000 healing versus that Feral, and the Feral still wins. Like, what's going on? This is, dude. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, boys. Damn, I don't understand this dot damage sometimes. Yo, who do we got next, boys? We got ourselves Mikey, Chicago displayed, Cloaky. I don't know if he has a team. I don't know if Bald has a team. We'll see though. We'll see. Dude, Cloaky could take over Bald's team if there's anybody there. Doing well. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing pretty good, Corsair. How about you, man? They're all just playing the druid. Yeah, dude, that guy just, I mean, he's been playing that big one-shotty thing. I think I have an idea of what he is using in order to make that damage happen. I don't want to say it out loud, just because, you know, keep your secrets kind of deal. I want him to have his own secrets, his own burst. But that's a big burst right there, dude. Those are okay about duels that can be dispelled in the arena. So I guess so, yeah. I guess so. It is pretty crazy. Ready? Yo, Cloaker with a group. Yo, do we throw him versus Mikey? I think we throw him versus Mikey so Mikey gets a chance to play. Give Mikey wow a chance. And then we'll go Cloaky versus Chicago. Cloaky, AR, and Mikey. You have no target. Oh, Cloaky. No A in there with Cloaky. Alrighty, boys. You have no target. Mikey, make sure you have a team. Cloaky AR. Make sure you're online in reality, my guy. I'll give you guys a few seconds. Damn, huge burst, isn't it? One left. It's okay. It's okay. I'll just wait for you to get. I'll wait for you to get one in. Yo, Mikey, let me know if you got a group. Chicago, let me know if you got a group. We'll get Cloaky's team in the air against somebody. But the cat is also in the cage with the Raptor. True, true. Yeah, you're good, Cloak. Don't worry about it, my guy. 5 out of 5 still perfect. We'll send you in. False alarm. You're good. You're good. You're good. Wait, did you get one? Did you get on the moss? Or are we chilling? Let me know when you're good, my guy. The only problem I have with Necro Ferals is passively killing. I think the Adaptive Swarm and Feral needs to be nerfed. I mean, I think it needs to be buffed for PvE, but I don't know about PvP. I think the damage is fine. I think it's just the survivability is huge. I kind of like the fact that Ferals actually have a bleed build, you know? Because I always wanted for Ferals to be very bleed oriented. 4? No. Nah. Let's get a 5 in there. Nah. We can wait for a 5th. We can wait for a 5th. Just hit decline. Loki, just hit decline. Hit decline from the invite. Well, yeah, there we go. We'll wait for a 5th. We can give it a second. That's perfectly fine, my guy. Don't worry about it. Just open up a LFG and let the chat know what group you're in. Or if you have a group for like Horde or Alliance or whatever. You know what I mean? Adaptive Swarm Pro starting the region is a bit much. It heals a ridiculous amount. It is quite a bit of healing, yeah, for PvP. It is quite a bit of healing. I don't think as though... I mean... Look, that's the benefit of the Necrolord though, right? It's like a little ability that kind of just buffs an ally or buffs debuffs an enemy, making all the druid's dots or hots amplified for a short amount of time. Like in PvE, that ends up having a very, very minuscule value and mostly in pure single target. As the other Covenant abilities can be used in AoE, they can be used in single target. But in PvP, it ends up being pretty good when you're just trying to focus down on a single target. Right, you don't need multiple swarms. So yeah, I think I could see it get adjusted slightly where it still is a really strong choice, but like slight reduction in value. Just a very, very slight, just to make it just a little bit less. I don't know. It's hard to really balance it just because the ability is so good in one scenario, but it's so different in another, you know? It's very difficult to say like what's actually good or what isn't, because for me, like an Outlaw Rogue, it also depends on the class that you play. For me, as an Outlaw Rogue, I don't really mind Pharaohs with Necrolord, because for me, it's not really that big of an issue. But then again, I'm a really tanky class with a lot of, like I can basically keep feint all the time, I have extra stamina to deal with the dam, and also have evasion for a lot of that feral damage, right? When they're trying to get the dots in, when they're trying to do the burst, every 1 minute, when about a time, if I really aggressively spend my common points with a cooldown reduction buff, I can have evasion up every 45 seconds. So every time they go for Feral Frenzy, they press the ability, I have evasion for it. So for me, it's not that big of a deal. What's up, Dwight? How you doing, my man? Hope you're having a good one. So it all depends on the class that you play, right? Because for one class, like, they'll think, oh man, Mage is overpowered because, you know, that's their hard counter. For another class, Feral is overpowered because that's their hard counter. And it doesn't seem like Blizzard is doing a lot of the... It's also, I think, worth considering how Blizzard does some of their tuning for classes. Okay, we got Cloaky, we got Mikey. Cloaky will throw you versus Chicago afterwards. The ball is down for the time being. But we'll throw Cloaky versus Chicago afterwards. I'm not home and I want to play. Hope I can get in the last match. Yo, CBZs, we're going to be doing these for a while, my guy. You're more than welcome to, my dude. Always welcome. Feral used to rely on bleeds all the time. I didn't care what the huge difference is. I'm always sacrificed by damage for it. True. It is a burst. It is a sustained damage over by damage. I really do think Ferals need to be redesigned. However, in my opinion, my personal opinion, they should be baseline redesigned to be damage over time reliant rather than bite reliant. I don't like the PvE version of Feral being big bites, and I like the idea of Feral being all about dot damage, sustained damage. So I think baseline from ground up they need to be redesigned to be more bleed heavy. I know that Blizzard, for a lot of the dot classes, like multi-dotting, they think is a problem. They don't think they should be that strong. But I think dot playstyle for single target, like, I feel like maybe dot should maybe have some like value reduced when you're multi-dotting up to a certain point or something like that. I don't really know, like where I don't. It's hard to explain as we try to get set up for a duel, right? It's gonna take me a second to explain what I mean. But like, I want dots to return in single target dam. I want dots, like Affliction Warlock, to be able to dot a boss, and that's majority of the damage. Like I said, 80% of the damage is right there, dots. As long as you maintain those, you're fine. Like, I want those playstyles to return, in my opinion. But like, the problem is, like, yeah, if that's how much you do single target, when you're putting out multiple mobs, you're doing 80% of your damage to 2 mobs. That seems really busted. So how do you fix it, you know? The Twitch. And I just don't know the answer, honestly. We got ourselves Wargran back in action, my boy. How you doing, my guy? Wargran returns as a survival hunter. What Covenant, though? Lazy Kitty gonna be his first contender. Necrolord Feral. Wargran in that camo, approaching it carefully, looking out for the cat, throwing down flares. Kind of just trying to predict where Lazy Kitty might be. Lazy, not even hanging out by a pillar, actually just kind of hanging out in the open. So really, I feel like kind of a weirder spot than usual. He's kind of more or less where Wargran is throwing flares, just at a wrong pillar. So if Wargran just did that with every pillar, eventually he'd find Lazy Kitty, and he's kind of staying a little further away from pillars, in fact, actually. So I wonder if we'll be able to find him. On team 1, on team 2, we got ourselves Amin, we got ourselves Cherry, we got ourselves Ice Vampire, and Peachy on a big old boomkin. On team 1, we have ourselves ASAP Rocket with Calamity, we got ourselves Elgato as well as Fairlek, who never got to play last time. Lazy in the Necrolord, gonna be a Flare on top of War Grand. I'm seeing the Kirin Wings, but I don't know if this man is Kirin. Gonna be the opener by Lazy Kitty with a pet stack immediately for War Grand, and should have sent the pet over Lazy Kitty immediately. Gonna be that, that heal. Oh, Ventir actually. He got himself big heal in the opener. As Lazy Kitty taking a bit of damage from that stun into a freeze trap right after. War Grand continuing that CC chain with a charge trap. At least he's controlling the cat as best as he can with a flare, trying to make sure the cat does not get to escape. Shoots send the pet over at Lazy Kitty just so there's someone attacking him at all times. Is able to burn through the flesh cuff little by little, however. Not really getting the biggest value. Oh, knockback onto Lazy Kitty. Not getting the biggest value on the skill shots, what I'm saying, just yet. With a Flame Shot, trinket out of the Lazy Kitty stun. Flame Shot is up. Could potentially big damage. Going to be a big kill for War Gun. Feign death with a freezing trap onto Lazy Kitty with a man advantage. Just trying to mitigate the outmost burst out of Lazy Kitty. That is another Tiger's Fury for him. Finally, some dots and some damage potentially for War Gun. Is going to get a steel trap onto Lazy Kitty as he's going to power shift out of it. The dots are on War Gun. The swarm is on. I'm going to have to deal with it. Feign death to remove the swarm with a quick camo. Does the pet have any dots? Going to be a Hunter's Mark onto Lazy Kitty as it walks through a charge trap. And looking to pick up the eyes. War Gun going behind the pillar as a flash cap comes out. If War Gun was quick enough, he might have been able to interrupt the flash cap, but maybe he's just trying to go for the long game. He just wants to go for the long game. Lazy Kitty comfortably walking in cat form versus War Gun. He knows where he's at. He has the eyes. Is he gonna have to go for another set of eyes? He might just have to freeze a trap. I just trying to make some damage happen. Oh my god, look at him. Ready to swing, dude. He was ready to do some damage, and he just couldn't. Animation locked. Oh my goodness. So close. War Gun getting those kill shots with a stun around the corner. Gonna be some big kill shots. Trying to break through the flesh cuff shield if he can. It's gonna be quite a bit to break through at first. But he's getting those dots in. Lazy Kitty, unless he goes for constant disposal of the dots, it could be pretty harsh. Actually going to get some damage on that pet. I think he's just trying to take down the pet away from War Grand. Is the pet dead? It is. Maim onto War Grand. No way for him to pop a defensive drop down a freezing trap onto Lazy Kitty. I think he's trying to kite him into that freezing trap if he can. Revive pet is going to get interrupted. Turtle Shell might introduce Revive pet and Turtle Shell. That is a big defense. They're going to use that on War Grand right now, though. Lazy was able to do a lot of damage to that pet. Lots of utility just taken away from War Gun and a big bite to shut him down. Man, Lazy is just, he just felt like he just had to walk at War Gun, and War Gun just had to tiptoe around the cat, leave some traps for him, kite him around, just had to go through the extra effort just to get bitten down. But also we haven't seen War Gun used for a while, so maybe it's just a tad bit rusty. This is a couple of games, but he's got introduced, hey, Feral is still strong. Big flagellation burst out of Cherry, trying to pop that cherry on Lazy Kitty. That's going to be Thorns with a bit of a heal. Lazy popping the cat from Cloak of Shadows up for Cherry, trying to continue the eviscerates back to back. While flagellation is on Lazy Kitty, it looks like the cat is going to go for as much self-kill as possible. Blind by Cherry. The dots are up on the rogue. He's going to catch himself a reset. At least that chill from the restart is going to keep him alive and healthy. Lazy Kitty caught outside of bear form. So the opener for Cherry could be pretty big. Oh, I like your one shoulder mog you got going on. What is going on? Lazy Kitty actually caught a re-stealth on Cherry while he's looking at him. Or maybe he's trying to re-stealth and just couldn't. What happened there? Mark for death of Lazy. Cherry's already bleeding out to the dots. Get this shot. I think he's just dead. Wait, Lazy gets some kind of a heal. Oh my goodness. He got the swarm and everything. Just literally a big burst. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Hey yo, my man, what's up, Sergey? How you doing, my man? How you doing, my guy? Gonna be Amin with a big Void Eruptions. Lazy Kitty just dodged it completely. Massive spell for Amin is trying to go for a bit of a port, trying to create some line of sight with Lazy Kitty. Is able to get some, but that's gonna be full flesh cut back up and running. Amin trying to get some damage in. Greater Fade available, so he's at least able to kind of dodge the damage from Lazy Kitty for a second. Interrupted on Shadow, though, could be really bad. Might have dispersed this early. Maim, gonna be a trinket. Not using disperses yet. Void Eruption. Does he have the big go? Mind games, but looks like the Void Eruptions don't even do his work. And Spam Pyro trying to charge in, trying not to let Lazy Kitty get any kind of advantage there at all. Ring of Frost around one corner with an Arcade Explosion. As Lazy Kitty does get caught out in the open. Quick breath by Spam Pyro. Got himself triple shield. Lego on the come up with some pyros. As there it goes. As his name suggests, spammed a couple pyros. Was able to get quite a bit of damage through that flesh cap. Tried to go for a little bit of that shift to power cooldown reduction. Nightfang Mage is still the play, it looks like. Kyrian Mage, I've seen quite a bit of that. Venti Mage, I've seen that a bit too. Necrolord Mage is something I really want to see in the future at some point or another. Because it does actually give you damn. Sorta. Ring of Fire onto Lazy Kitty is going to go into bear form. I think he actually takes more damage while in bear form with that dot. Going to be that full shackles onto the Lazy Kitty, but quick charge and a bash by the druid. Just waited it out as best as he could. As Lazy is looking for a leap before that Invisco available for the mage. At least trying to keep him out of that stealth. Bika busts up for a pyro. Just trying to go for some damage. Does he get enough pyros in there? Got not a lot of health left. Cauterize most likely is going to get proc. Does he have the shield to deal with it? At least he has the triple shield in order to deal with the Cauterize. Ring of Frost on one side. Doesn't even complete the channel. Or doesn't complete the cast. Ice pyro, not a lot of health left. Might have to ice block this. And that's going to be the seed. I think it's over. Unless he can ice block out of the seed. I think it's over. Lazy Kitty just able to get a big bite. Yeah, those bleeds are gonna do work. With Peachy as the last one left, playing out the Necrolord Boomkin. This is the Necrolord druid we need. Can Peachy, the Necrolord Boomy, not a class we see all that often for the duels. Can he compete against Lazy Kitty? Can he make the damage happen? Trying to go for a bit of a clone with a rat, just building some resources while he's got it. He's gonna activate at least an Eclipse or two. Get a little bit extra arcane damage. Big Incarnation is up for Peachy, but Lazy with a restart is gonna go for Rejuve. Peachy catch up to him. Looks he's gonna wait it out. I think. Kinda just stopped in place. Is he just like, oh no? Is he just disappointed? Like, how'd you restart? I think it's a flash grab shield to let him restart. Quick maim onto Peachy. Lazy Kid looking to end the door right here. Peachy trying to make some damage happen, but Lazy with a 1v5. My goodness, dude. Peachy barely got to play the game. Oh no. Also, the rest of the team of Team 1 never really get to play the game. Only just the cat. Yo, Feral Druids, boys. Feral Druids. Am I right? Feral. What happened to the priest? I think he just... I don't really know. I think he tried to get super aggressive. He got himself, I think, Vampiric Embrace, and he thought, I'll use a Vampiric Embrace. I'll save Disperse for later. He probably was trying to consolidate his cooldowns, and then he just kind of got popped, which is super unfortunate. Damn, dude. Why are people too overgeared? Wait, what do you mean too overgeared? Should people drop an item level? Too overgeared. Man, you guys are running too much gear. Can you guys drop to like a couple honor pieces? Isn't the whole point of World of Warcraft to get the most gear, the best gear you can? That's rough though. Oh, Zia, you were one of the guys? Yeah, we kind of let anybody and everybody join the duels, by the way, though. It does not really an item level thing. Yo, Clokey and Chicago, let me know when you guys are ready. I'll get you guys in next. You guys gotta duel one another now. I was how was he I was damaging the pet. Wow. Wait. Depends. The Feral, how do you reset? That's a good question. I think it's the Fleshcraft. Yeah, I don't think if you talk about like damaging his Kevin Slime, I don't think Kevin Slime counts as a real pet. Let the Feral fight the monk? Oh, for real, dude. I want to see Lazy Kitty fight the Windwalker. Yeah, we could probably get them doing. Probably get them fighting one another. Learn to watch Plague as they just run for eternity. They do a lot of kiting. I mean, that is a stealthy class, right? Druids do have mobility, so they're trying to utilize it the best they can. You know what I mean? Got mobility, got healing over time, put some dots on somebody, kite around. I don't think it's really new. Let's get Chicago in here. And Cloaky. AR. Here we go, boys. Next duel up and running, and the mic, it will get you back in here versus Chicago. They all left? Oh, Unforged. Unforged. Do we need to get you a new group? Maybe? Potentially? Wait, Lazy Kitty is talking? Is that an arena? Since you didn't go, you want to take the first and I go second? First is... I think Lazy Kitty was actually trying to get Fairlick to go first. Just trying to get him to go first. They all left Incarn? Okay, that's all good. That's all good. We can wait. Like I mentioned before, when I did my 1v1 5v1 new PvP and watching the stream, walked into pros. What's up, Dwight? Yeah, dude. I mean, anybody and everybody can join the 5v1 duels. We don't really have, like, it's really difficult to limit how much item level you could have in these duels or anything like that. You know what I mean? Wait, is there a way to make a tournament mode? Hold on. After this, I want to try to make a tournament mode. I think when you do the duels and you type number 1 afterwards, you can make the whole item level can you? So there used to be a way to make the duel tournament mode, and that basically normalized everyone's item level to the same. I want to see if that's possible in these duels. I want to see if I could try it. I was like, ouch, you get deleted. I want to try to see what happens if I normalize it, if it even works, because you should have a buff tournament mode. I don't know if that's a thing though, because I think in tournaments, like actual arena tournaments, people nowadays can just pick what gear they want from any vendor, like the highest item level. You pick any gear you want to, and you can take it into arena. So I think that's basically how they do tournament mode now. But back then, you could actually normalize everyone's item level. So back in Legion, for example, it used to be that, like, you know, you had to earn honor levels for each character in order to unlock your full honor bar. So you have all these honor talents, or PvP talents that we call them nowadays. But you had these honor talents that we'd be using in PvP. Cloaky, let me know if you're looking for a group. Otherwise, you can get Mikey in here. We'll roll, but next time I'll go first. Alright, sounds good, my dude. Yo, we can get Chicago versus Mikey if Cloaky's still looking for dudes. But yeah, we'll try to see if we can do a tournament mode. I don't know if it'll work or not, because it used to though. It used to let people get like highest item level possible. Like you would just upscale whatever gear you had to a highest item level, and it would unlock all of your PvP talents, so you could pick whatever you wanted. We should make a 1v1 tournament. It would be huge. A 1v1 tourney, that'd be pretty cool. A 1v1 tournament. Although I think in the pure 1v1, you would see the same classes. I don't think you would see a lot of variety. I think towards the end, it would end up being like Necrolord Pharaohs, maybe potentially Necrolord Monks, and I think it'd be Necrolord Pharaohs and Monks. Maybe Rogues would be at the end of that tournament. As much as I would want variety of like Warlocks and stuff, you know what I mean? Today, Tesha Agrimat Sword dropped after a year, and I wish I could join showing up, but unfortunately it's not a YouTube. I'm sorry, Reverend. I'm sorry about that, my guy. Yo, Mikey, let me know if you got a group, my guy, because Chicago has a group. I don't know if Cloak is trying to make a group or not. We're trying to see if we can recreate one. He's trying to play Shaman. Dude, Shaman's a lot of fun. If I come we're up and running, a promise I'll join once. Alright, Ace, that sound good, my dude. Sound good, my man. Watch how many people succeeded if you did a no Necrolord duel day and force them to use other covenants. Maybe we could do that when 915 comes around, because 915 you'll be able to change covenants. I think it'd be kind of cool. Like, what if we had just a duel and the theme was, okay, boys, everybody that could join duels, we'll swap covenants around. All right, this duel, everybody Kyrian. Everybody go swaps Kyrian. And if it make it easier for you to set up your soul binds and conduits, just by swapping covenants, everybody go Kyrian. Everybody swaps Kyrian. Everybody plays Kyrian. We have everybody Venthyr. Everybody Necrolord. So it's like, it's more like everybody has the same toolkit. Got 5? All right, we'll Kyrian versus Chicago while we're waiting for Cloaker to get a group up and running. If he's getting a group up and running. Mikey, wow. Let me try... Wait, I think I need to do a specific arena. I think that's how I have to do it. So let's go a hook point. I think I did it. Hold on. I queued for hook point. We'll see if it works. I also added that tournament thing. Someone left? Okay, it's okay. Just click decline, Chicago. Just click decline. We'll wait until you get one more in. That's all we need. Crash PvP, but I want to see how I did. So good, my guy. You need to get the Windwalker Monk. I love Harry in there. He's rated 4th highest on the boards. Yo, if Harry wants to join in, dude, somebody knows Harry, just have him join in one of the groups. That's easy. Like it was a classic when no one, when one class has to face all the other classes and get scores. Like it was on Classic when one class had to face all the classes and get scores. Oh, okay. I didn't really watch the Classic duels, but that's interesting. So basically, like you had a class face every other class out there and see how much of a score they could collect from wins or losses, and then basically the class with the highest scores wins or something like that. That's interesting. That's an interesting way of going about it. I guess it would allow classes that can compete the most and beefy the most classes, but then again you would have the classes that basically have the hardest counter to everybody else. Usually someone that can heal, do big bursts, or CC them. Like mages I would imagine were really insanely good for that. Rogues I imagine was pretty insanely good for that. Druids I imagine were insanely good for that. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Warlocks were also really good because they don't have healing, but they do have a lot of CC and some survivability. But I think I was able to do it, boys. So to get tournament mode, I basically have to set a specific arena. So this is how I do. I do the normal invite spectator, to real IDs, number how many people are playing, then specific arena name, and then afterwards you do space and 1. So you can do 1 or 0 with its tournament mode, which is by default off, or you put it on 1 where it's on. So we'll see if it works. I don't know if it will. Chicago and everybody dueling will basically have to tell me if you see anything different if your item level is higher, if your health bar is higher, maybe there's some kind of a buff, an extra buff that you normally don't see that says in its tournament, or if like everything is the same. And what you might have to do in the duel, when we do tournament thing, or attempt to do tournament, what you would have to do is maybe you would have to, while you're waiting to duel, maybe like swap out one of your pieces of gear to a lower item level and see if your health bar changes. Because if your health bar does go down, then it's probably not enabled. If it does stay as it is, but like your health bar stays but the stats are different because of different piece, then it potentially works. And then we could have actual tournament rules. It wouldn't matter what item level you are, you just get to join. That could be cool. That could be cool and closer. Much closer matches. That could be interesting. Does anyone remember when they named Rick a few years ago back getting killed fast? Does anyone remember a warrior named Rurik a few years ago back getting killed fast? I'm really bad with names, so I'll be the last person you talked about it. 1v1 tournament on live WoW. You have everything to afford. It's gonna be huge on new patch. You have everything to afford it. You mean a 915? I'm not against trying to do 1v1 tourney. I've never really just done a tournament thing before on my channel. Never really thought of trying to do like something really serious, because usually it's like, oh, you should do a 1v1 tournament, or you should have a prize pool where you give somebody $1,000. I'm like, so I gotta take it out of my pocket or something? Like, and then make a big fanfare. I'm like, I just do these duels for fun. I never really thought about like constructing something like super organized, serious. As one man too? That seems like a hell of a task. You know? It's like, wait, I gotta do all that now? What happened to just having fun in duels? You know? And it's like, whoa. It's like feels big money, 25,000. Yeah, let me just pull that out of my bank account real quick, boys. Huge. But it just seems like a big task for one man. You know what I mean? So it's just, it seems overwhelming to me. That little walking cute Feral Jordan and one up monk, or what is the other fight? Alright, we'll try to get him in, dude. Chicago needs a +1 for Alliance, boys. And Mike is ready to go for the Horde team. But yeah, it seems like a lot, dude. You know what I mean? So it would be cool as an idea, but like I never really get past the idea, right? Dal, big baller pimp, dude. Bankrolling a tournament, dude. Easy money. Jesus, dude. Yeah, I mean that'd be cool to do, but like it's like I don't even want to start thinking logistics. I don't even want to start thinking about what it takes to set something like that up, because damn, dude, I'm not that kind of savvy of a person. Not that savvy, you know what I mean? I can whip up a video and do something creative, but in terms of like logistics on that kind of front, like Jesus, yeah, that's not my strength. I'll be first to admit it. Damn. That'll be fun, though. That'll be fun. Boys, we just need a +1 for Chicago, and we're good to go. If you guys want to join the 5V5 1v1 groups, go to player versus player, premier group, custom PvP, find the group top number 5, enter, and you're good to go. Join the 5v5 duels, boys. Does anybody coach? I imagine some people do coaching, but I don't really know about coaching and stuff. I feel like you can learn a lot of classes just by yourself. Damn, my man! How you doing, Scotty? I haven't seen you in a while, my guy. How are you doing, by the way? I haven't seen your name in this chat in a while a bit. Hope you're doing good, my guy. Yeah, coaching, I don't really know. Like, I've never tried coaching, but I feel like you can learn any class just with time, you know? You should just start a tournament and log ranks. Log ranks? Doing good? Start turning in log ranks. What does that mean, log ranks? I just don't really know. But a tournament and log ranks. I guess it'd be kind of cool to do some kind of a duel tournament, right? Some kind of a tourney. Although, like, it wouldn't be a 5v5 1v1 tournament, I guess, unless people want to just skip wins and losses. Like Warcraft logs. If anybody asked you to coach Rogue, would you? I don't really, like, I guess coaching is a thing, but I feel like lots of players don't really need coaching. I feel like lots of players can actually learn how to play their class, like from a basic guide of like what do you need for gear, what kind of talents are recommended, you know, why they're good, what kind of PvP talents are recommended, why those sounds good, what is the basic playstyle of that class, and then just dive into BGs and arenas, and you can learn a lot of that by yourself. A lot of it you can learn by yourself. So that's why I feel like coaching is, in some cases, like it helps people. I mean, that's how some people make the golden WoW or whatever it is, but in some cases it's kind of like, it feels like it's like a weird feeling for me, I guess is the best way to put it. It's kind of the same feeling that I get like having old people pay you to teach for you to teach them how to use email or a phone, and it's kind of like, well, that's something anyone can learn. I mean, it's you know, they're of the older generation, but with a little bit of time, they could definitely learn it. It almost feels like you're taking their money, you know? It doesn't feel like, I leave a good feeling in my belly. So I find it just weird and I'm conflicted about it. Like if someone does it, yeah, good for you. Do your thing, you know, I ain't questioning that. But it's like, would I personally do it? I don't know. It leaves a weird feeling in my belly. We're gonna try Tourney on Hook Point. We'll see if it works. Okay, Chicago, Mikey, check your groups. Check if you have any kind of scaling. Check if you have any kind of buff for tournament. I don't know if it'll work or not. We're just gonna try it, see what happens. Grand request sent. I don't know if we'll get in it. What's up, Crowds? How you doing, my man? I learned logs about watching Maldiva streams at Corby back in the day. Yeah, you can learn a lot just from watching what some other people do. And like, just from like, yes, I feel like when you really start learning is when you understand why someone does these things. Like, I feel like a lot of coaching is like, oh, repeat after me, do this, do this. But when somebody figures out why they're using an ability, why they're using that talent, why, the reasons as to why, like once you get to that point, and that just comes with time and practice. You know, it's like growing a tree. You can have the best soil, you can have the best water, the best kind of, I don't know, the best kind of food for the tree. Like, I don't really know. Best sunlight ever, the cleanest air, but it takes a while to grow the tree. So it's kind of like same as get a better WoW. Like ask a lot of the guys that joined the duels. Some of these guys started off, and then maybe we could get like one kill, maybe even. Like Christina, for example, is a great example. Christina started off just a goober playing the game, having some fun, and now they're dominating 1v5s on a regular. You know what I mean? Yo, we'll see if this works. We'll see if this works. Only the girl players need coaching. Lil, what the hell? That's so interesting. We're in 2021. I feel like as Dalaran the Rogue, I should say I don't stand by any of that, just in case. I'm not trying to get canceled here. In regards to that, I've known plenty of. I don't know. I sound like one of those fedora tipping guys, but I know plenty of females that can play their game just fine. No, seriously. My brother used to date a girl that was a giga rating, like top 100 guilds, mount collector, wazoo, top hunter. Like there were some of the first guilds that do like gold sale runs for like carries. There were some of the first guilds that were doing that. Just in our guild, Alasa also is a pretty solid player in general. Switch more than that, honestly. We got ourselves Team 1 together with Are You Happy? We got ourselves Holy Hands, Lil Shlong, that's the name. We got Neuralgiax? I don't really know how to say your name. Where's the team too? We got ASAP, we got Calamity, we got ourselves Elgato, Lazy Kitty, and Fairly going up first. It looks like Holy Hands is going to get frozen in the opener. I do want to know, Chicago and the boys, is anything different in this arena? Is any kind of tournament mode enabled? What are we experiencing here? Is there anything different with this arena at all, boys? I need to know, because we tried to see if we can set up the old school tournament mode, which is supposed to upscale your gear. Back in Legion it worked. I don't know if it works now. And I wonder if it works here. Fairlick taking a bit of damage from Holy Hands. They're getting a little too close, but that's going to be line of sight by Holy Hands. Taking a bit of damage from these pets, but at least line of sighting Fairlick from those kill shots, as well as... Honestly, I thought that was an arcade shot for a second, but I think it's a trank shot. I thought it was an arcade shot. Fairlick set it up, traps around the corner. Holy Hands finally getting line of sight. Fairlick with a feint death, trying to see if he can cut him around into the trap. Holy Hands backing up actually. Fairlick trying to see if he can charge in. Cobra shots are flying, trying to get some more damage in. Line of sight of the Paladin Zoe. He needs Pally walking away from the pillar. Might not be a great situation. Hodge onto Fairlick with wings. Big damage. I think Fairlick goes down to the Paladin and does get to go down. I think maybe he's waiting. Maybe I can live. Maybe I can survive one more second. But that's one more global for the Paladin. Makes it much harder to see. Rocket trying to see if he can have a normal walk-up with an honor duel versus Holy Hands. But maybe Holy Hands is like, yo, I got wings, I gotta go, dude. I got wings, I gotta make some damage happen. Seraphim is up, while Hammer's still down. That's gonna be big damage on the same rocket, trying to go for big damage with a karma to follow Holy Hands with a shield of vengeance, trying to see if he can heal through the damage. Flesh Cut getting interrupted. ASAP Rocky got interrupted on Flesh Cut, might put him behind a little. Did he BDB there? Holy Hands could be a bubble out of him right now. It's going to be wings and a wings proc by the looks of it. But Holy Hands is still alive, still kicking, still doing the work. ASAP Rocky, Serpent kick it over to Holy Hands. Whirling Dragon Punch right after. That is a bit of a flesh cuff on him still either way. It looks like it is down for now. It's really going to come down who's going to have some burst, who's going to have a lockdown. Holy Hands has the Word of Glories to keep him alive for just a little bit longer, trying to generate as much holy power off of ASAP Rocky as best as they can. Hand of Freedom is up. Every global needs to be invested into the right, correct ability in order to survive the output of the Monk. As he's trying to get up close, trying to make some damage happen. That's going to be BDB burst. Does he have the go? That's going to be Fist of Fury locking him down. If that's going to be BDB burst procs, could be really bad for Holy Hands. He's going to get a hard Seraphim's up. He's just going to go for the big one shot. Does he even have the hell to work with? He's gonna have to switch to Word of Glory spam. The Holy Hands talent is literally in his name, but ASAP might still have an upper on him. That's gonna be that Blessing of Protection, get himself a big defensive. That is a huge defensive though. Ring of Boopity Bop keeps Paladin at bay, and ASAP Rocky has potential here. He could totally do something. Zuen coming up very soon. That's going to be Lexiup available. Holy Hands trying to go for a bit of damage. Has wings available very, very soon. Lexiup on the Holy Hands could be really bad. No, Shield of Vengeance might even be able to. Shield of Vengeance is up. Maybe wings together with it and go for as much damage as possible. That's going to be a karma onto Holy Hands. Is going to go for wings. Try to bust through that karma as best as he can. Holy Hands better start going for Word of Glory as best as possible. Not a lot of health really left. Oh, ASAP, not even with a touch of death, just gets a bit of damage onto Holy Hands, and that's enough. Big Fate Transfusion. ASAP does have a Diffuse Magic quick and cap with Chicago. Diffuse Magic helping him with all that nature damage. As he's going to roll away from Chicago, Ghost will join the fight. And Chicago actually changing up their playstyle. They are playing the immunity talent, the PvP talent that gives their Astral Shift a big time immunity from melee attacks, but also makes it so they're pacified, so they can't do anything. So against ASAP Rocky with the big Bone Brew, he actually might be able to have some in here. Going to be the big damage, but Chicago could go for the wall right now, try to heal through the damage as best as possible. Zuen is going to do nature damage to that wall. But at least it's a big defensive either way. If you have any conduits that help out that wall be stronger. Lexiup missed by ASAP Rocky. Looks like Chicago is A-okay for now. ASAP bailing out of there immediately. What is that buff that he has on him, by the way? Is that a trinket? Potentially. It is something. I don't really know what it is. Big Fist of Fury flying in Chicago parried out. Chicago could potentially be popping a wall here. He's going to have to be worried about their health. Could be really bad. Sunder onto ASAP Rocket. Healing surges to make sure he has a heal in between. Storm Strike can still continue to pump. Needs himself a little bit more maelstrom. That is going to be a healing totem. And I think ASAP looks like he was attacking totem for maybe a second, but decided against it. Big healing for Chicago. Able to maintain themselves just fine for now. Static Link totem onto ASAP. It is going to use that soul shape in order to get out of the way. ASAP, I think, tried to turn the attention onto that totem. Is going to be a quick hex out of Chicago. As he's looking for a bit of a reset. And Chicago needs himself a bit of a slow onto ASAP whenever possible. If he's ever able to try to get more slows onto ASAP. Fist of Fury flying. And Chicago with a quick in cap. There's going to be a stun onto ASAP with a trinket to follow. Chicago get himself a little bit of healing. ASAP going for that big port. And Chicago needs to catch up to him just a little. Just a bit more damn. ASAP sitting about half a shell. BDB burst is up. Chicago has a trinket if they need to. Is that going to be the wall potentially? Try to go for a heal. Should be plenty of self-healing. The Earth Shield is up as well. Plenty of survivability for the time being. Playing that Earth Spike too. I just realized. So they're trying to go for nature damage. Maybe a hex onto ASAP. Doesn't quite get it. It's going to go for a self-heal. ASAP does still hold on to an interrupt. So Serpent Hand Strike, she is still available. Could always just throw that hand into the throat of Chicago. Just jab it in. Interrupting the cast. Shackles of addiction by Chicago onto ASAP. While Karma is up, is going to diffuse magic to remove it and actually remove all that necrotics back to Chicago. Could have let that chain do its work and then Max necrotic swapped over to Chicago. It's going to be Zuen for the Earth Elemental. Can the Earth Ellie taunt Zuen at all? I don't think it can. Chicago in a ghost with with the static link totem. Going to be a Ring of Peace. Booping it back in. Big transfusion onto ASAP, but it's also split. The damage is split between Zuen and the Monk. Massive damage to Chicago. Could potentially be a wall here. The super low on health is going to go for a wall immunity. Zuen still going to do a lot of damage. Lexiup on Chicago. Try and do whatever damage he can. None of the physical damage goes through. He's actually immune to physical. It's just the magic damage he's not immune to. Chicago is going to be in a tight spot here. Is at least able to sit and wait for mana. It's better to go for that immunity while in Ghost Roll, by the way. So at least you're getting some kind of healing while you're immune. It's only immune to physical. So ASAP Rock, if he has Zoen or any other abilities that do nature damage, he'll be in a good spot. Big zaps out of Chicago as ASAP looking to get the hell out of dodge. For Chicago so far, survivability hasn't been really an issue, but it's the kill potential, the stopping power into ASAP Rocket. That's going to be a little bit tough. That's going to be a little bit tough. Chicago tried to see if he can catch up to him as best he can. Big heal. And ASAP. Does he have the damage to finish it here? Does Chicago have the damage? It looks like both of them are a little bit of a standstill. With ASAP mid burst in between, going to be potentially karma for him. There goes the karma. Does not have good karma, so he's going to have to go for a little bit of self-survivability. And it's going to be Fortified Brew on top of that karma. Big Fist of Fury on Chicago as Chicago goes in for the Earthen Spikes, trying to get the big zaps in. Whatever nature damage and physical damage he can do after that Earth Spike is going to be amped by, I think it's 20%, which is pretty good. Although the consistency of the damage, I don't really know. I don't see a lot of shamans playing it. Wall for Chicago, immune from the damage as ASAP tried to go for the big BDB burst. Chicago did have to trinket for it, but it's actually pretty good for him so far. ASAP Rocky, unable to really maximize the damage. At least he can get himself some healing. Chicago in that ghost of getting him with an incap. ASAP Rocky without a leg sweep for a while. Has the one coming up very, very soon though. Gonna be Ghost Wolves onto ASAP. While Chicago hits him with a static link totem as well as a stun totem with a bit of trade transfusion, get himself a bit of a heal. ASAP with a ring of boop, staying alive for now. 8 bits in his duel, 20% dampener. Chicago just needs just a little bit of damage versus ASAP to finish him off. ASAP does have some big defenses coming up. That's going to be a diffused magic, trying to reduce some of the magic damage from Chicago. Big damage onto the Shaman, not out of nowhere though. Shaman trying to see if he can storm strike his way to victory. Touch of death as the Face Seed is out, and ASAP with a Zoen should be able to eliminate it. That's going to be a stomp by the Rogue immediately as Neural locking him down in a single kidney shot. He was a little close, so a shadow step away is all he needed. That is just something, dude. That is a hell of a match between those two. And Neural just takes him out of the game without committing any CDs. There's going to be Neural versus Lazy this whole time. A Necrolord Sass Rogue versus a Feral Droid. That's going to be a hell of a duel. I don't really know how this is going to go, but hopefully it'll be good. Should be pretty tanky for both of them. What do you guys think wins? The big bleed cat versus the big bleed rogue? There's going to be spikes and everything. Wait, did Neural go for a refresh on Fleshcraft just now? It looked like he had a little bit of like that Fleshcrafty buff. I might have missed looking around. Quick maim onto Neural. Trinkets out of it before the bleeds are up. Evasion is available. Trying to reduce any damage the Lazy Kitty does to him. Trying to see if he can poke through the bubble. That Fleshcraft shield. With a kidney shot to follow. Big Vendetta is up. Neural is able to bust through Fleshcraft. Barkskin is the only thing that stands between him and his bear. And Lazy Kid is still sitting in bear form for as best he can. Waiting until the swarm is back on him. Is going to get the Hods back on himself. And the Rogue without a trinket, Lazy just had to wait it out just a little bit longer. It still has a Vendetta on him, still has a spike in him. But Neural, he just couldn't get enough damage on that bear from Barkskin. And now Lazy had this swarm with him, just got all that damage back to himself. It's going to be really interesting who wins this one. Neural, without evasion, without a vanish, without a trinket, has a blind. So potentially could get a trinket out of Lazy with a blind and turn around with a kidney shot. If he has Lazy Kitty alone, if he might be okay. But it's definitely going to be a hell of a match. I wonder if Neural is going to swap out from Moon Poison to maybe playing Deadly Poison, because he could be pretty good here. Get a shot on Lazy Kitty as Thorns is up. Neural just going to walk away, letting the dots rot Kitty down and maybe catch himself a reset. Lazy try to see if he can catch up to him. Does Rogue get a reset? He does. Lazy picking up the eye. That's going to be a reset. The dots are on him. Neural can potentially at least go for a Garrote. And Lazy gets himself in a power Garrote with a spike until Lazy bash into Neural, cycle him by the Druid. This is looking for a bit of a reset. Barkskin, as well as the Battlemaster Trick and Fleshcraft Bear is going to give him a massive reheal here. Massive shield. Neural without a defensive to really work with here is going to have to go for CC chains, trying to at least slow down Lazy Kitty. And he's doing a pretty good job of it. Maim for the cat before Neural can get something going. That's going to be kidney shot into a full Fleshcraft shield while Neural is just bleeding out. Popped a cloak in order to help him out as best he can, but the dots are still in. Fleshcraft at least has that. Blind to Lazy Kitty. At least the cat isn't able to get some damage onto the Rogue to disrupt him. Does not get the sap out of bear form. The sap and cat form would have been so juicy. At least some of your damage would go through it, even though Lazy Kitty is still holding on to a Fleshcraft shield. That is a giga shield right there, dude. He has to burn through 2 health bars of the cat just to be able to fight him. Just two health bars. I feel like that's too much. Oh my goodness, dude. Oh my goodness. Neural just waiting it out. Maybe waiting for some CDs. Evasion back up. Finally gets a sap with Lazy Kitty in cat form. The kitty still has a big shield. So even if he's in cat form, swap it out to wound poison actually. At 43% dampener, I guess it's not going for the dam. I'm trying to reduce the damage or healing that Lazy Kitty is going to get. Evasion not up for the rogue. Lazy Kitty trying to get the bleeds up. Quick maim onto the rogue. Trinkets out of it. But the bleeds are already set in. He did not evasion aggressively. And that's still going to be the dots on him. Trying to vanish out of there. I think the bleeds still have him though. Gets a shield for a second while still. But the bleeds are still rotting him. Sipping up. But that's not going to be enough. Oh my god. These dots. These dots, dude. With Are You Happy going to be up next versus Lazy Kitty. Trying to make some damn happen. Bash Lazy Kitty with that cyclone. That's going to be a full clone onto Are You Happy. But Lazy looking for a reset. I think Happy has a potentially here, man. He got all CDs available. It's going to be a reopener back to Lazy Kitty. With Lazy, not a lot of big defenses available. Potentially could turn it around, but that's going to be Feral for Feral, dude. Happy just had to go and put some pressure, and that's it. Calamity up next versus Happy. And there's still a little schlong on the opposite team with a Retribution Paladin. Happy looking, or Calamity looking for Happy. And if Calamity could go for the big Ventia burst we've seen him go, he has the setup. He just needs to get trinkets out of everybody. Trying to fed on eyes because he has the go. He just needs to get the big one. Are You Happy in that bear form? So at least Calamity can maybe go for a setup. Potentially. I think he might have to go quick. He just needs to basically be able to go in when there's no wall available for Are You Happy. So he has to kind of burn through a Flash Guy shield and go for a big one immediately. Just trying to build some calm points. It's going to be a quick re-stealth and a blind by the rogue. Does Are You Happy trinket out of it? Calamity taking a bit of that bleed damage, but looking for the reset. Does he go for a sap? He might just have to. No, he doesn't go for a sap. He goes for a knife throw. Kidney shot onto Are You Happy. Just trying to go for a reset. Calamity still taking out to those dots quite a bit. And the rogue at least catches a re-stealth. Does he get another sap on Are You Happy? He actually never got a sap on him. Flesh count. Oh no, he's going to have to burn through a shield again. Or maybe Calamity could just go for that big one-shotted burst. I think he's trying to go for a kidney shot onto Are You Happy outside of bear form. If he can do that, then I think he might stand a chance. But Are You Happy has a trinket, he has a wall. He can just immediately trinket wall everything. Now that he got a blind out of the rogue. The rogue has the big one-shot, big nuke available. He just needs to use it at the right time. Are You Happy is a bear druid with a lot of tankiness, a lot of cooldowns. So it's really going to be down to how well does Are You Happy play this. For Calamity, he needs to play this perfectly, and even then he's not guaranteed a win. Are You Happy needs to just make sure to play it safe, and he's guaranteed a win. If he plays it a little bit more reckless, if he doesn't pop cooldowns at the right time, then he might be in a bad spot. He also needs to find the rogue because the dampening is slowly but surely creeping in. 14 minutes into his duel. He also needs to make sure he doesn't get sapped and cat from, because that is going to give Calamity an advantage. Potentially kidney shot. Does he go for the big go? Looks like Calamity's going in for some damage, but looks like he's just going for the dots and just run away while in cat form. It's going to be a quick roll by Are You Happy, trying to see if he might be able to catch up on the rogue. There's going to be shadow step by the rogue. Needs to go for a big setup. Might potentially need to go for defenses here. Going to be maim onto Calamity. No trinket available. With shackles and malediction, the rogue is in a bad spot. Doesn't say that's not long at all. Cloak of shadow step as well as evasion. The dots are still in. Trying to go for the big go onto Are You Happy. Happy does burn a defensive. Trinkets out of it. Calamity is trying to see if he can one-shot him. And the rogue trying to just go for a surprise burst out of nowhere. ASAP with that 1 million damage though, by the way. Oh my god. Does that mean your boy healed for a ton? Looks like Chicago is gone. I want to see how much healing Chicago did there. It looks like they're gone. Why did the opposite opponent attack right away after the previous player doesn't have CDs? Well, it's part of the duels. You could kind of go in and give him an honor duel if you want to, but it's part of the duel, man. Part of the duel, the 5v5s, dude. If you see somebody on the other team, you can give him an honor duel, but if you just want to get in there, slay him, part of the 5v5s, you got to find a way to manage your CDs and get ready for the next duel, guy. It's part of the enjoyment, part of the fun of these duels. Watching players that can do that well, watching players that can manage their cooldowns and rotate them well, that's fun for me. And it's fun for a lot of people to see. Chicago's ready. Yo, Chicago, Mikey, did any of you guys notice anything different with that arena? Was there any kind of tournament rules enabled at all? Was there any kind of scaling whatsoever? Yo, let the monk versus lazy kid. I really want to see Feral versus Windwalker. Well, which monk though? You keep saying monk. I don't know which monk though. You keep saying monk. Oh my god, why is this monk is on the same side as lazy? Well, tell the monk to go on a different team. ASAP Rock and Lazy, tell him to swap or something. Well, actually, both of them are horde, so we won't be able to do it. No scaling. It's a churning rules, but no. Gear scaling. So it said tournament rules are on. What do tournament rules do? WoW Arena tourney rules. WoW Arena tournament rules. Is that a thing? Wiki? I think I need wiki. Because wiki has a lot of those things in there. Arena tournament, also called Warcraft Arena Pass, is a 3-3 tourney pass, 6 of 7 blah blah. Wikipedia championship. Okay, they just have some of the championships. Trying to find tournament rules like as a wiki thing. Tournament rules. Yeah, tournament rules or tournament mode. WoW Arena tournament mode. Yeah, there's not a lot that I can find about the tournament mode. Mode rules. No, I can't find anything about it. On Forge. Yo, creep at you, my man. How you doing, my guy? You can make it as a creep at you, my dude. Thank you so much, my guy. Yo, Cloak is ready. Let's go, dude. Yo, can we get Chicago versus Cloak in here? So raid out sounds good, my guy. Okay, so we did hook point. Let's do another arena. What's another good arena? Cloak AR. What's another good arena, boys? Have we had Lordaeron? How do you say it? Ruins? I think, right? Ruins. We'll try Ruins or Lordaeron, and we'll try a tournament mode. I don't know if it does anything at all. I do wonder what that does. I know that it worked back in Legion, but we'll try it. We'll just keep it enabled. We'll see what happens. How does that sound, boys? We'll keep that tournament mode thing enabled. Maybe that does something for anybody. Maybe it doesn't. Check everybody's health bar. Is everybody's health bar different based on gear? Just in case, because maybe it does something, because maybe it doesn't do anything. We'll just go back to our normal mode. Actually pulling sketchy maps. Yo, that's a good map. What do you mean? Ruins of Lordaeron's a fine map. What are you talking about? Oh my goodness, we got cats, we got share. Oh, we actually got a variety in here. Ooh, boys, we got variety. Let's go. How is that a bad team, man? No scaling. I'm Horde. Okay, we'll need to. I guess if there's no scaling, we'll go back to random teams after this, or random maps with Twitch. We got ourselves team of 1 with Are You Happy? On that team, we got Holy Hands with Lil Schlong. Wait, is it Dwarf? I feel like that name is a little more. Little part is more applicable because look, the man has big old brawny. He's like wide. He's not really a height long. Like if we were talking about width, that man is the longest one of them all. With Chicago on that team as well. Versus team 2, we got CBZ in there with Cherry. We also got ourselves Lost Void Bee with iFox, and looks like it's going to be Cat versus Cat Pauses versus Are You Happy? The Necrolord Druids are going to tear at each other in the opener. So whoever goes after these cats will hopefully be able to go after a cat that's limping, that's a little bit more worn for wear, is going to pick up a little bit of that self-heal with the Warlock Hellstone. Are you happy without that one? So there's a slight advantage towards Pauses because they do have a Warlock on their team. And actually a stand buff too with Lost Void Bee. So actually he should have the biggest Necrolord shield buff ever. Stand buff, Battlemaster Trinket, Bear Form, Fleshcraft, like full go, dude. Full go. Should be pretty big. But it's going to be 2 kitty cats tearing at each other. One of them is going to come out the winner, and the other is going to come out without an ECD. So potentially, unless these pharaohs can match their cooldowns super well, we'll probably be seeing these cats playing against somebody else. Pauses looking for Are You Happy? If they wait too long, that Flashcraft is going to fall off. That's only 2-minute duration buff. And with how long these boys have waiting to do, it looks like Pauses coming out of stealth. Probably Are You Happy seeing that shit? He's probably like, oh god, I'm gonna have to burn through that for a while. Pauses allowing himself just to get opened up on with a Shadow Meld. Are You Happy? Getting the big opener. It is gonna get some bleeds of his own. Gonna be bleeds versus bleeds. Thorns for Thorns right now. As Pauses actually delaying his Thorns for a second. No defense is burned by any of the pharaohs. just yet. Are you happy? Trying to get aggressive. Looks like his bleeds is setting in versus Paw says. Paw, I believe, though, is playing that Guardian Affinity, trying to go for Shackles with a re-stealth for Are You Happy? And is going to go for Shackles of his own. Paw says trying to maybe line aside it. No, actually just going to run it. Are You Happy? With a quick maim just to break those Shackles. But Paw is going to be behind on healing for a second. A lot of his health is just necrotic now. Bear from with Friends Region getting a lot of healing. Is Are You Happy playing a Guardian Affinity himself, though? I guess we'll find out. Yes, he is. Friends in Region getting used, and that's going to be Flash Cup for the both of them. Did Paul use a Battle Master Trinket? I don't think he did. He did have Berserk. Actually, he is kind of looking red, so maybe he did use a Battle Master Trinket. Berserk is up for Are You Happy? Tearing into each other. Whose shield is going to fall off first? Maim onto Are You Happy? Paw's shield is down for the count, popping off wall a little bit earlier than his competitor. Thorns is up for Are You Happy? With Paw going in for a roar, trying to go for Cyclone, get a Skull Bashed on. And Paw does not have any other cast to go through. Could potentially go for a Cyclone cast himself. Bash onto Are You Happy? Trying to land the Cyclone, but a bash by Are You Happy? Trying to end the duel right here. Looks like Paw might be down for the count. And Happy does take him out, trying to go for regrowth or two. Team 2 better be sending out whoever is next ASAP, because that is a cat that is limping, that is in a bit of trouble. So potentially it could be an opportunity for them to take out the kitty, picking up the eye. They don't really know who to send out next, as Team 2 is kind of in a bit of a confusion. It's supposed to be Cherry. He's in stealth. Maybe he's waiting. I think they're trying to wait for Lost Void. Are we really sending a Shadow Priest versus a cat? Oh my goodness, this could be a rough one. Are you happy just facing him? I guess a little bit of a bow, a little bit of greeting. I don't know. Was he able to dodge that Necrolord ability just now? I certainly hope not. Quick maim into Lost Void B as the bleeds have set in. At least it is a Shadow Priest Necrolord, so they might have a bit of defense as well as shields and self-healing. Not playing the heal legendary though, so he's playing the legendary where they get a Mages of the Dead to join the fight. Fleshcap does Are You Happy have an interrupt? They don't, so that's a full shield with a Scythian slowing him down. Are You Happy behind the pillar? I think might be going for a Fleshcraft of his own, actually, potentially. Lost Void does have one interrupt to really deal with it. Stun into Are You Happy? Maybe big damage. Shrink it out of the Feral Druid while in bear form. It looks like Void Beast is just going to keep rushing at him. Wants to go for a full Void Eruption, maybe with big Void Bolts to horrify the Feral. And the Feral just getting himself that interrupt. It was on Holy, on Shadow, onto versus Void B. Going to be a greater fade as they do get himself a bit of a heal. Dots are up onto Happy. But that's going to be a maim setting up onto Lost Void B. And Void B having to go for that Void... The Voidy, well, not really Voidy, but rather Disperse. Quick Fear onto Are You Happy, still using that PI. Get himself a Mage's Summon the Dead. Someone needs to slow down. Are You Happy is going to go for the Scythian, and the Mages might be able to get some damage in. Fleshcap, is it going to be interrupted? No, actually going to go for a Void Eruption. Cyclone coming out for Are You Happy. Does he get hit with those Void Balls? No, he actually just bails out of them. That Atlantis side just kites around it, catching up on a bit of healing. And Lost Void B, without a Trinket, without a Disperse, does have Greater Fate coming up very, very soon. And that's also going to be potentially a Vampiric Embrace in just a little bit. Maybe. Are You Happy just trying to keep the damage rolling? And Lost is looking maybe a little bit lost against the Feral. Trying to do what he can. Stun and get a Mind Blast. But finally cracking through that Fleshcraft shield. Quick interrupt by the Feral. Greater Fate is used. And Void might be able to get himself some healing. Unless it's a maim. Or a bash available by the Feral. Lots of pressure by the Druid. Going to be a Siphon up. It looks like the Feral treating the Siphon with a bit of respect. Quick roar onto Void. It's going to go for a bit of healing. I think Siphon was reducing the healing slightly. Lost Void trying to get himself a little bit of heals while the Feral's away. I don't know what the mana situation is. Do they have a lot of mana to keep himself healed? Because the health doesn't look all that good. Might have to go for a Vampiric Embrace. That is going to be lots of damage by the Feral. Unless they can just go behind the pillar, catch up on heals. Fleshcap getting interrupted most likely. Wait. No, he doesn't. Actually, full Fleshcraft. Oh my goodness. Now he get interrupted on Shadow. But at least a Fleshcraft was there. Gave him a little bit of survivability, sustainability, the shield at 20% DR as well. Happy looking for that root on to Lost. Catches himself a bit of a reset. Going to be potentially Greater Fate out of Lost. Does have a Trinket if he needs to Disperse. There goes Disperse. Unless Are You Happy has a Shackles, I think Lost should be able to get a lot of healing here. But the Feral is getting back in. That is going to be the Necrotic Blast, Necrotic Bolt. I don't really remember what's it called. Unholy Transfusion, I think it was. Lots of Void, not in a great spot. Trying to go for a heal. Interrupted while Greater Fate is up. That's going to be Cyclone out of Happy. Has a Trinket if they need to. That's going to be PI as well. And Happy looking for the reset by the looks of it. I think he might be able to get it. At least not able to get a full proper stun. Stunned by the Shadow Priest with a Void Eruption. Does he get any of those Void Bolts onto Are You Happy? He literally stood in a sweet spot where he won't get hit by it at all. Silence with the Fear onto the Druid. It's going to be Siphon hitting him as well. Does he go for the big heals? Looks like a big silence is up for Void B right now. Was it a silence that? I think it might have been one Horror Bolt that did hit the Feral. Big bite into Lost Void. And down he goes. That is a tough one with a quick flash cut for Happy. Doesn't even go into bear form just to get himself that flesh scout. And Fox trying to see if he can charge in around the corner. Gonna be that re-stealth opener by Happy. And Fox might be in a really tight spot. Happy is back up with all defenses. So he doesn't have a offensive power, but he's still back up with defensives. Really, really rough. Quick scare beast to Happy. Does try to shift out of it as the fear was on him, but didn't quite hit it. Took 2 grenades to the face, but because of Flesh Scout, that Fear still held on him because grenades take a while to burn through the Flesh Scout shield. Gonna be a big damage from range for iFog, just trying to make the most happen. Stun onto Are You Happy, getting the big damage in as iFog's going in for the throws of the grenades. Gonna be big damage on big defenses out of Happy as well. iFox could potentially, that is these cooldowns out of Happy. If you can remove any of those bleeds for the Necrolord Feral, then he'll be in a good spot. Happy get hit with a flame shot, could potentially be big damage on iFox. Charging him without the pet, that could be really bad for him by himself. He's gonna need the pet for that survivability. Kill shots are going through. That is also thorns are output to Are You Happy though. Fox, now look at all that great. Mind you, the turtle is gonna go for turtle, but the dots, are they still in there? The dots have set in. I think it might be over for iFox either way. Yeah, it's over. Once you get the dots in, even the turtle is not gonna stop him. Cherry charging right in. Maybe they're able to get a sap onto Happy while he's out in the open. Try to fan him, knives him out. The Feral still gets the opener, so it's going to be quite beefy dots on him. Cherry better have an answer here. Get a shot at his Happy, goes into bear form, so none of this rogue's damage is really going to be able to do that much. Try to go for the cheap shots, getting those eviscerates in, and the blind to follow. Happy still as happy as a bear, just chilling in a defensive stance. We'll see how it works out for him. That is a Shadow Blades for Cherry though. Once they maximize it, he has to wait for DRs. Is he going to go for another kidney shot after this? Because that's still a druid with a lot of defense. A ton of defense is going to keep sitting in this. Cheap shot by the rogue with a flagellation. Does he have enough damage? That is going to be a bar skin out for Are You Happy? But it looks like maybe the rogue might have him. Flagellation, big burst. Trying to get the eviscerates in. Are you happy with the roar? With the flesh scout just letting the rogue. Does he go for the interrupt? The rogue doesn't even go for the interrupt. That's going to be Happy. You can just see afterwards. Big dots back out to Cherry. Cherry without a trinket. Could be in a bad spot advantage, but I think the dots are in. Oh no. I don't think you can let that kind of stun and bleeds go. You have to trinket that immediately with evasion. I think I have to deny the Feral the bleeds in the first place, because once you get the bleeds, that's it. Like, the Feral isn't scary after he's gone through his stun rotation. It's scary while he's going through his stun rotation. Like, that damage is gonna just chase after you after a while. CBZU's charging in. It's gonna be Decimated Bolt onto Are You Happy, dropping down the Obelisk Nexium for a bit of extra fast casting. Playing out playing out the Succubus. He's going for the big, I think, one-shot build, potentially. If he's coming in the Succubus, he's playing from the Shadows build. Happy trying to make some damage happen with CBZU's with a bash to follow. Tricky for CBZU's with a wall. Does he get all the pets up and running? Quick roar by Happy. CBZU's trying to land a fear. Looks like Happy maybe got a shot meld off with a leap. CBZU's fear just didn't go through. Trying to land the fear, interrupted. I think it's over. I think Happy just has him. Dude. Devoured the whole team as a Necrolord kitty. 1 million damage, 700,000 healing. Blizzard, hopefully somebody's paying attention, dude. This is Feral Druids right now. They are nutty. Oh my god. Now, is this okay? What is the Druids with the healing they do? I don't know, dude. I don't know if that is okay, actually. Oh my god. That is a lot of damn, dude. That is the survivability out of the wazoo. What's up, Gene Item Man? Is this okay? I don't think so. I didn't design this PvP. I didn't design Ferals like this. Oh my god. Necro Feral near 1v5ing what? 4 times a day? I know, right? For real. Then again, I think that's always how it gets into duels. You always figure out that one class is like insanely good for PvP. Necrolord kitties though are insane. Yeah, maybe if it was a different map, we might have been alright. Chicago, Clokey, Mikey, we can get you guys another duel here if you guys want to. How's everyone? What's up, Gino? Doing pretty good. How about you, fam? Hope you're having a good one, my guy. Druids are so gross, and with Druids I respect the Kyrian Druids. Yeah, we don't see enough Kyrian Druids out in the world, do we? We could get Clokey versus Mikey if Clokey's ready. Team Clokey could get another chance. Although I think Mikey does have at least one Feral Druid on their team, so that's rough. Yeah, we'll get you guys in here. Team Chicago, dude, just owning it with the Feral Druid. It looks like tournament stuff doesn't work at all, so we just gotta go for Cloaky, AR, and Mikey. Wow, did I mess something up? KLOKY AR and Mikey. Wow, it says I can't join in. Why does it say that? It says I cannot join in. Is Cloaky and Mikey a part of the same team? Maybe. I don't think they are. Let's make that a match. Now it works. Okay, now it works for some reason. I'm good, all thanks. Hey, that's good to hear, my guy. That's good to hear, my dude. Yeah, Kyra, there's a lot of Necrolord Pharaohs that are just dominating the duels. Man, it is just rough. Oh yeah, and then Team 1 here has 2 kitty cats, both of them Necrolord. Man, they really got to do, for play for 9-1, they'll do something to buff the other Covenants for Druids, like Venthyr Druid. I think they need to buff the hell out of that. They need to buff the Venthyr Druid. I want to see Venthyr Druids in these duels. I think that'd be more fun to see. Just a little bit of variety in them. I'm gonna give Kieran Hansen go for a memes. Yo, go for Chicago. Hey, my guy, if you actually just want to play like the best Covenant until 915 comes out, and then you can swap around easily. Like, if you don't like swapping around, if you just want to play something Biz for a bit, yo, do your thing, Chicago. You know what I mean? Just play whatever you like, my dude, honestly. Play whatever you have more fun with, because you'll be able to swap in 915 anyway. And hopefully 915 will be here soon. Soonish, because we're about to hit that rank, Renown 80. Once we do, I think that's about when we'll get all the 915, about that time or so. It makes sense. Switch. We got ourselves Team 1 together with ASAP Rocky, Calamity, Elgato, Fairlek, as well as Lazy Kitty. On Team 2, we had ourselves Amen, CB Zeus, with Chariot on top, with iFox, as well as Lost Void B. 2 Shadow Priest. It looks like a Beastmaster Hunter. This is going to be first up against the Shadow Priest. Big sustained damage versus Dots. A little bit of healing, and maybe a pet build, actually. Pet build versus pet build of a Necrolord Shadow Priest versus a Beastmaster Hunter, just in general. Gonna be big pets arriving. That's gonna be Shadow Fiend, Psy Fiend, Stone Until Lost Void B. Looks like Psy Fiend is having a hard time targeting the Hunter, but looks like the extra mages is trying to make some damage happen. Hopefully he's not hitting the pest Fleshcraft. It's gonna be disrupted by Fairlek, but Fairlek's health is actually not looking that good either. Lost Void actually keeps charging on a big heal for Fairlek, trying to make the most damage happen. Stunned by the Shadow Priest. Void Eruption is up. He's gonna need to go for a little bit of healing here. It's gonna be Fairlek surviving the horror effects, but his pests do get feared out. If Fairlek tried to blast through the shadow form, they disperse as best as they can and try to put it on ice, but doesn't have the PvP talent to make that frost trap reduce the healing that the enemy gets. I don't know what's going on with that Raptor, by the way. That T-Rex is just super fear, dude. You're just so horrified. I don't know what's going on. But it's going to be Fairlek taking a bit of damage. Siphon around the corner. Faint death for Fairlek. At least you're able to remove some of those dots. But a DP is on him. The dots have set in. Wait, Lost Void might be able to make it happen here. Trying to go for an execute. Fairlek might be down for the count. Stun onto the Shadow Priest. Fairlek trying to poke out, but looks like the dots have set in. Lost Void taking down a Beast Mastery Hunter. There it is, boys. Stun by Elgato off there. That's going to be Lost Void dropping down the mages, and hopefully the mages will do some freebie damage. If anything, Lost Void, as soon as he got the pets, that is quite a bit of damage. Does he have a Siphon? Stun onto Elgato. Lost Void taking a lot of damage though, and it's going to be Lost Void, no disperse, and down he goes. Elgato just had the most bleeds rolling there. Who is up next over on the Team 2? Is it going to be Amen? Looks like potentially CB's uses up next. Swapping out, not playing the Shavara build with Dark Shadows, I believe it's called. He's playing out the normal Felgar, which does help out on the survivability and CC chains. Actually, is the only Felgar that provides a Soul Link too, or am I wrong on that one? That's going to be Elgato getting hit with the fear off of that stun. Going to be the Decimated Bolt coming out off of that Obelisk with a Tyrant rolling in. CBZ's trying to make the most damage with those pets. It's going to be Elgato trying to bail out of them. More pets are attacking him as the Demon Dog is charging in. Big leap towards CBZ's with a bash. The Tyrant not really attacking Elgato. until now. And finally, CBZeus at least able to get himself a defensive. Letting the pets do a bit of work versus Elgato. Gonna horrify him out of the way. Holding on to that shield for now still. The Dark Pact shield is doing a really good job. Lots of imps available. Stun onto Elgato. Maybe CBZeus could go for big damage. Jumping down after Elgato, hitting him with a fear. Used to make sure he has a good line of sight of the Feral before he gets the most damage in. We're gonna skip the next song, I think. Because I think the next one might be better for the duels. Actually, no, this one is a little too quiet. Also a little too quiet. Can I get a good one? Blizzard? Oh my god. I cannot get a good one. There it is, boys. Another Obelisk coming down. Stun onto Elgato is going to bar skin this. But CBZeus is going to have himself decimating bolts. Potentially big damage. If he has enough pets, those pets could beef up the damage of those decimating of those demon bolts too. Try to see if I can walk Elgato out of the way. That's going to be the Fel Lord join the fight. Big Mortal Coil off of that stun. And some Shadow Bolts building up for CBZeus. At least he's tanked up with that Fel Lord. That Fel Lord keeping him protected. And he's the big brother. Just camping out that corner. If Elgato gets too close to that guy, he's going to swing. Nope, looks like he disappeared right as he was about to go for a swing. Stun onto Elgato. CBZeus is trying to give himself a little bit of survivability. Big shackle on the kitty. Actually, a lot of potential pressure. Cat trying to go for as much self healing as possible. Potentially, Fleshcraft is going to go for Fleshcraft. That Fleshcraft is immune to any kind of necrotics whatsoever. So CBZeus had a lot of good pressure. Trying to land a fear onto Elgato. Going to be a skull bash. Has a wall. Has a bark skin. Has a dark pack. Bark skin. For a Warlock. Trying to go for a Decimating Bolt is going to have to get some line of sight. Elgato so far has never gotten hit by Decimating Bolt while at low health. That's what CBZeus needs. He needs to wait for Elgato to maybe get Kevin Slime out. DPS Kevin Slime, hit Kevin Slime with a Decimating Bolt because that'll amp up his damage of his demon bolts by a ton more. Got himself a Tyrant, potential lots of damage. Elgato is just line of sighting all those pets. Got himself plenty of healing. That Tyrant is a little confused. Finally gets at least one cast off maybe. And CBZeus under quite a lot of pressure. I don't know if he has the gateway available. I think he wants to go for a fear, but I don't know if he is able to. Skull Bash used by Elgato maybe a little early. CBZeus actually got some CC, but does he have enough pressure here? Stun onto Elgato. Maybe he could make something work here. No more Fleshcraft shield. CBZeus with no health at all. Elgato playing defensively. Could be good for CBZeus. Getting that drain life from a distance. At least recovering some form of health whatsoever. Potentially gives him enough time to maybe get a defensive up. Fleshcraft. Elgato could potentially go uninterrupted. Doesn't go for it. That could be Dark Pact and Fleshcraft together. Massive shields for CBZeus. Getting Decimated Bolt onto Elgato at half health. Wait, this Decimated Bolt could be actually, or Demon Bolts could actually be pretty big. These Demon Bolts could actually do a lot of damage. There's also going to be a stun onto Elgato. Trying to burn those Demon Bolts in. Getting back down to half a health. Big heal for Elgato either way. It looks like that was emergency healing activated. And that's going to be CBZeus. Has a Dark Pact as a shield if he needs to. He does use it. Fel Lord could join the fight as well. Joining the fight. Going to be locked down onto CBZeus, but the Fel Lord is in. Does Elgato stay? Is going to get knocked down a couple times. CBZeus bleeding out though. Walking away from the Felguard. Felguard still catches Elgato with a knockdown, but the bleeds catch up to the Warlock. Super unfortunate. And Amen is going to be up next as a Ventir Shadow Priest. Can he best Elgato? Does have the double port, trying to at least get some kind of a dot onto Elgato, but looks like the Feral gets himself a full reset. Man might have to go for a eyes or something as we hit in the 6-minute mark. That was a rough one between the Warlock and the Druid, dude. I honestly thought the Warlock could pull it off because he got him low, and then the Feral caught a bit of health. Then you got the Decimating Bolt, Demon Bolts got him back down to half, and it's just so close, dude. So clutch. Maybe Amen will be the Shadow Priest to battle the Feral. That is a full flash cut the Feral though, so it's going to be quite a tough one to beat. Full Void Eruption available for Amen. Try to go for Mind Games. Try to keep the Feral nearby. How did the Feral avoid every one of those Void Eruptions? Every one of them. They're just erupting in all directions. Amen just got super unlucky. Trying to go for Mind Games. Trying to go for mobility. He is playing that Megalomania talent. So even if he's low on health, he's going to be dropped down, put back to a 30% or 40% health. Whatever health he is at after this. So Lizard is that getting interrupted on Shadow, really bad for him. Potentially maybe Disperse coming out. Does he go for Void Eruption? Still trying to get a Void Eruption off. Maybe Disperse might need to come out here either way. Does not get any kind of those Void Eruptions on the Feral. How does that even happen? Amen gets himself at least a Disperse to keep himself alive and healthy with Vampiric Embrace. That is just so rough. How did this man survive that? That is so clutch. Try to get some Shadowlands in. What kind of Ledger is he playing? I don't think he's playing a self-heal Lego. I could be wrong on that one though. Elgato trying to go for some damage. Gonna be a quick stun by Amen. Did use Greater Fate for it though. So he's not going to have any more defenses out unless he has a fear. Elgato gets with bleeds. That's going to be mind games with the Void Shorn. At least some of the dots of Elgato is going to heal Amin. At least it's going to be that. Unless he got some survivability off it with the mind games. That is huge. Dora Shadows. Elgato finds himself actually kind of low on health. Looks like going to be a silence from afar for Armin. Does he have another port? Looks like Elgato got that mobility. Is going to keep running. As long as he gets some kind of a dot on him. VT is not the play. Maybe a Shadow or Pain would have been enough. The Pharaoh leaps in, has an interrupt available, also has a wall. Amin needs to go for a big setup. Going to be a big Void Eruption. Looks like Elgato just want to walk out of it completely. And Amin with a Mind Blast, Void Shorn, just trying to make the most damage happen here. Elgato with a Barska just walking out of there. I think Amin used Megalomania again here, so that's Surrender to Madness. So after Surrender to Madness is over, I believe he's going to be put at 30 or 40% health, which could be rough, especially against the Pharaoh. Because if he's under, it's a nice boon. If it is over, that's basically nerfing yourself in a sense. At least able to get some dots on the Pharaoh. Got the DPs rolling. PI is available. Fear onto Elgato with the mind games of Void Eruption. Does he get any of those horror effects? Finally gets some of those on the Pharaoh. Maybe a second one connects. No, the mind games is on him though. VT is getting set up. Looks like it failed. I'm not really sure. Was it a line of sight? Did he cancel it? But it's at least still hovering at him. He's still walking at him with a PI. It looks like he's going to back up, get himself a little bit of healing. Flagellation. For some reason, I looked at Elgato and I read as flagellation. They could vent here, seeing the FL. G. I don't know why. Maim onto Amin. Disperse is available, so at least the priest is able to disperse his body into Shadow Cloud. Take less damage for a short moment. Silence on Elgato with a stun to follow. Does Amin have any burst whatsoever? He's going to go for a bit of absorb shield on himself at 39% dampening. Great Fade trying to get himself a heal. Elgato has an interrupt if he wants to. Doesn't go for an interrupt at all. Looks like he's saving for something else. Got the bleeds back up into Amin. Big bite to follow. And that's going to be Void Eruption. One little bolt went out. He got so unlucky with those Void Eruptions, dude. Super giga unlucky. Actually, the unluckiest Shadow Priest I've ever seen. Cherry tried to see if he could find Elgato out. Kidney Shot going to be very, very DR'd. Extremely DR'd, but he's trying to make it happen here. Trinket by Flagellation. Oh, Flagellation. Now I got myself caught. Now I'm going to end up calling him Flagellation. But that is the rogue ability Flagellation getting used at least, so. Yeah, how do you get confused like this? I don't know. I don't know. My brain. My brain is literally just, my brain exists at this point just to try to remember all these WoW abilities that we have. Covenants did not help. There's so many extra abilities to remember on top of it. Conduits on top of it, Jesus. But it looks like Cherry Rogue didn't go in for the full burst with the Shadow Blades, but there was Flagellation getting used. But the Pharaoh gets himself a restealth. At least he doesn't have to deal with Fleshcat for a bit, unless Elgato goes in for just a ballsy bear form Fleshcat, which he could if he goes to the corner of the map. Cherry hanging out by the eye. Elgato bear form. Fleshcat. Cherry could stop it. Doesn't stop it. No. You have to be quick on the draw. You have to be watching out. As soon as you see him, Shadow Strike interrupt. No, make sure he doesn't have a big shield. Because now he has a Giga Shield. Barskin is up, so not only do you have a Barskin while you have a shield up, so that shield now takes less damage, so it lasts longer. I think Cherry was able to bust through that shield though. Vanish coming out for the Rogue before any of the dots are up. And hopefully Cherry is extra careful with the Feral and the dots that he puts in, because if he's able to evasion any of those dots, then he'll be in a good spot. Looks like it's going to be a Swarm swapping from Cherry to the Feral. Picking up the eye, but unable to get the cat out of stealth. Elgato trying to build up some comp points, get the bleeds in, get a shot by the Rogue. Elgato has no answer for it. Does the Rogue have any big bursts? Has a one charge of Shadow Dance with Flagellation to follow. Elgato might be in a maybe a winning spot, going for a full burst or the Cherry, but that was evasion I think in the last second. So Cherry avoiding a good portion of those big bleeds, get himself a self heal. And Elgato, if he gets sapped out in bear form, yep. He is sapped out of bear form. Trinket coming up very, very soon, so you could go in a bear form within this kidney shot. So does Cherry go for cheap shots? Does he go for a kidney shot? Sap him out fully, kidney shot. There's going to be a Barskin with a Trinket for Elgato with a Thorns as well. Cherry has a Cloak of Shadows. If he wants to use a Cloak, is getting used. Does he go for the CC Chainsaw? Elgato trying to go for cheap shots in between. Maybe enough damage here. Trying to make whatever he can happen. No more defenses or offenses. Cherry does go for a Shadow Mill for a second. Does not open up with a Shadow Strike though. Does he catch a Re-Stealth? Looking for that Reset and Smoke Bomb. Does he get one though? Does get one. Does he stay aggressive or does he get defensive? Looks like he's trying to maybe get defensive, and Elgato's in stealth with some healing over time rolling on him. Cherry at least catch himself a reset, maybe a sap on Elgato. Doesn't get a sap on him. Shadow step into him, but no saps. The Feral is still out in the count for him. Does he go for a kidney shot? He's still out in the open. Sap? Maybe he was waiting for him to get out of cat form completely. No more trinket. Cherry, if you have anything available here, one set of dances, you could do it. I think you could probably do it. Big flagellation burst, kidney shot. Does he have the big go barkskin that's going to slow down the burst a little bit? Trying to get the shadow strikes in with a cheap shot. Big cheap shots back to back. Thorns is up for the Feral Druid Cherry. Looks like they might have to look out for a bit of a reset. Vanish is available. Could potentially go for a sap onto Elgato. Elgato could go into bear form and fleshcraft it. The Cherry isn't super far away, saps him, but isn't bear form, so it's not optimal. Cherry does have evasion coming back very soon, so you could leverage evasion to stay aggressive while also dodging any damage or CC from Elgato. There's a potential here. Kidney shot with the flagellation. Might just be able to bust through the bear form. It's going to be friends of region. That is going to hold him back a little. Cheap shots to continue CC chains. Cherry could go for evasion, just stay aggressive, waiting it out for a while. Elgato does get a bash on the Cherry trinket. Fleshcraft, you could be interrupted. It doesn't go for an interrupt. That's going to be a bit of a bear fleshcraft. So Cherry missed opportunity right here. Has evasion, so at least trying to deny any kind of dots from Elgato. Cheap shot again, super DR, Giga DR, Shadow Strike still flying. What is it going to be? Thorns could potentially interrupt something, missing that interrupt. Elgato's still super low. I think you just commit. And Cherry commits. Cherry does it. Cherry walking away after finding that Necrolord Feral Druid. The Rogue does figure out what to do. Yo, Cherry, dude, boys, you know what I was talking about earlier? Watching somebody improve, get better. You guys were like, hey, you know, how do you improve? Do you do any kind of like coaching? Should I get into coaching? Should I get some coaching or whatever, right? Yo, just by playing experience, you learn. He learned. He had to wait for a while. He had to figure it out. A couple of missed opportunities here and there. But you know what? He kept playing. I told him once, hey, probably is a good idea to pop evasion before the druid goes in for damage. So look out for cooldowns. Sees cooldowns, pops evasion. Feral Blue's in, trying to get the bleeds in. Can't do it. The rogue is alive and healthy. But now this rogue has to go from one bear into the next, dude. This is literally Guardian Druid. Literally a Guardian Druid. Lazy though, chilling out in bear form, 62% dampening, so at least some of the fleshcraft isn't super giga buff. Cherry and iFog is the only one left on team 2. Maybe they can return and come back for their team. Team 1 still has Calamity as well as ASAP Rocky. Too bad we never get to have ASAP Rocky and Lazy Kitty duel each other. Say in chat, always kept asking for it the whole time. Lazy waiting out for Cherry. I think Cherry's just waiting for full CDs at this point, dude. You got Trinket coming up soon. You got Evasion coming up soon. Lazy Kitty go to stay in bear form. Good potential to pick up the eyes as well. It's really going to be down to Cherry. It's going to be a tough matchup versus Lazy Kitty. A really tough one. But I think he does have to leverage the fact that he has Flagellation Burst. I think that's what he needs to do. So he needs to find a way to get through the Fleshcraft shield. Find a way to get a Trinket out of Lazy Kitty. And then punish him after getting a trinket out of him. But outside of that, I think you just have to get some damage in. Flagellation, the opener, Lazy Kitty with a bark skin immediately. Cherry not combining Shadow Blades into this one at all, so potentially missed opportunity, maybe saving Shadow Blades for later. Lazy Kitty with Thorns, Cherry with Evasion, trying to deny Lazy Kitty any kind of big bleeds. Lazy at least trying to build whatever comp points he can. Lazy Kitty finds himself out of form. More Shadow Strikes for Cherry. Lazy Kitty finds himself at about half his health, blind, trinkets out of it. Cherry vanish out. Lazy Kitty trying to get himself whatever healing he can. Bear form, maybe Fleshcraft. Cherry, does he interrupt it? He doesn't. He just waits it out. Oh, that might have been a missed opportunity. It might have been better just to come out and get an interrupt because look, Lazy Kitty finds you either way. Maim onto the rogue. Trinkets out of it, maybe a little bit. Smoke bomb. Almost had it, dude. Almost had it. I believe in Cherry, dude. I want to say Cherry joining these duels every single week and seeing that improvement little by little because the boy has it, dude. He could do it. I believe. Lazy over here attacking a Rapture. Potentially could just go for big damage and remove the Rapture out of the game. Totally could, actually. Might as well, right? Cook Maim on the pet. Might be able to take it out. Trap's getting thrown out. iFox might need to push in. Just make sure his pet is as healthy as it can be. Healthy as a bull. Lazy still holding on to that Fleshcraft. If only the rogue interrupted that Fleshcraft, could have been in a good spot, dude. But hey, you know what? Incremental increases in performance, experience, all that stuff helps out. iFox trying to get some damage in. Stunned Lazy Kitty, no trinket available before they cat. Does he have Frenzy Region? Looks like Frenzy Region is going to use, but 76% dampening. Says otherwise, it's not going to give big value. And iFox taking him out. That's putting enough pressure. The cat did not have a trinket. Calamity up next is going to get caught out. Cheap shot onto iFox with a freezing trap as he goes in for the big go. Got frozen in kind of a cool pose, actually. Not gonna lie. I think it's an ambush. Looks really good. Really, really cool. iFox in a camo, but LaRoe gets him out. Kid is shot into Calamity. I think Calamity is going for the big demo. It looks like he is going to go for big demo with Flagellation. iFox, I don't think he has an answer. Unless he turtle shells it. Another freezing trap. Just Calamity trinketed. Oh, look at that. Oh, he's Shadow Blades. No, he is Shadow Blades. I thought he was Assassin for some reason. But he is Shadow Blades Rogue. I thought it was an Assassin Rogue for some reason. But there it is. With Manning bandages. The girl, Cherry, she is a monster. Cherry is a monster, dude. Did really well for their first, like, big feral kill. And really didn't do bad for the second one at all. Shadow Blades up for Calamity. Has evasion, cheap shot into iFox. Flagellation takes him out. That is a tough one, dude. That is a tough one. These ferals are maniacs. These ferals are just monsters in the arena. Someone needs to clip their claws, dude. What is going on? These ferals, dude. The zoo is out. Jesus, dude. Ferals are the toughest in these duels, honestly. Toughest class. Monk is another tough one. But ferals, I think, with just survivability, mobility, and the damn, just the consistency of it. They're like the worst of any class that you expect combined together. One, little tanks. So like if you see a tank in arena, they're a little tanky. Second, mobility. Mobility is out of like a monk or like a kiting of a hunter. Damage, the consistent damage of a hunter if they have like the bleeds. The Beastmaster Hunter sustain big single target damage. Not even burst damage, just consistency. And the burst, I think equal to like when they want to go for big damage, they get big damage. Similar to that of a monk. Man, but like in a 3v3, I think that kind of, I don't even know. Problem is it's not trained to watch classes that can be outplayed 80% of the game and win moments where the opponent doesn't play perfectly. It's sometimes with the doom. That is true. That is true. That is something I'm hoping that Blizzard considers going forward in PvP. Like tanking us is fine, but Blizzard themselves said they want the game to be deadly. So like, why are Pharaohs outside of that deadly meter, right? Why are Pharaohs the ones that are not getting bursted while everybody else is, you know? So that is something they said they want people to die essentially. So it's like, why are Pharaohs not dying? You know? So that's something I think they need to go back and reconsider if they are gonna want to keep the meta fast. Otherwise, maybe might need to rethink about the damage, reduce the damage that everybody does, or maybe think about like, I don't know. I think one of the things they got to remove is maybe all the damage modifiers. I feel like we got too many of those. Because the Pharaoh with the big bleeds, he got all these different combos, the Swarm. I think the Pharaoh is not the worst case. I think the Monk and the Paladin probably would be the classes that have like the biggest modifiers applied for their damage. It just kind of spikes out of nowhere. You don't really expect the damage out of it. Because sometimes they do a ton of damage, sometimes they do like big bursts either way. It generally comes from watching class get beaten, the only way it happens. Yeah. So I feel like they gotta, like certain classes I feel like have insane tankiness to them. More tankiness than others for like, why? I don't really know. You know what I mean? Like Warlocks are kind of tanky, but Warlocks are tanky due to the class kit. Feral is tanky due to like Necrolord. And it's like, I don't really know why they're so tanky. But also you have like all these other legendaries and conduits that people can play that makes them even tankier. And it's just like, you know what I mean? How to force Blizzard balance their game, make every ability and class tree available to every player. They have to figure it out. Wait, so make every ability and class tree available to every player. Wait, so literally every player can use any ability from any class? I don't really know. I think we'll just have everybody play the same builds, you know? I don't know. No, I think you can still keep classes. You could just need to balance out certain, because it's not even like everything that about the class is busted. It's only like certain little things that are busted. Because the smallest changes in the game, classes essentially, I don't think that's a good way of going about it. I think the idea of like having classes is cool. It's just these classes can have like small adjustments. It's already a game. Yeah, I guess it's already a game, so there's no point of doing it. But even then, like, you would just have even more meta builds. It would be like, oh, certain abilities are good, certain abilities are not. And it would have every class with the same toolkits. I mean, they kind of did have that before when the classes were very homogenized. Everybody had a stun, everybody had an interrupt, everybody had a gag closer, everybody had a disengage, everybody had two defensive abilities, one short cooldown, one long cooldown, one not as effective, the longer cooldown, giga effective. Everybody had a way to deal with stuff and people didn't like it. Pile modifiers are predictable and easily countered. I don't know, people complain about it all the time. Moonwalker modifiers are RNG that you literally need recourse to track of the procs. Well, Paladin do have that Kyrian burst. That's not trackable. That one's kind of RNG. You know what I mean? Combat Druid plus Hunter's Mark and Titan's Group Combat Rogues. Combat Rogue plus Hunter Mark and Titan Group. I don't even know what that would do, but I don't really play on that server, so I wouldn't know. You know what I mean? I wouldn't know. But I think it's just small things that need to be adjusted. Like Assassination Rogues went from like one of the lesser played specs to like a really solid spec in like a matter of weeks. And all they did is to change it where Envenom prolongs your slice and dice. That's it. And then they buffed the Necrolord Covenant ability and Flesh Cut a little, and now it's like the Necrolord playstyle becomes a lot better. This forever for 915 Necro Reds. Oh, Necro Reds, dude. That's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be giga interesting. There's gonna be the big setup with a hammer, go for a stun, full Seraphim final, and then bam, one ability, Tempest Verdict with a double big bleed. Netpal's leader bleeding at us. I'm stepping out so buddy could join. Netpal's leader. Oh, we're gonna call it here. We're probably gonna call it for now. Probably gonna call it for now, but I can add him later. How does that sound, my guy? Next week. Yeah, that's all it is. Necroprots. Let's go. So just imagine WoW Classic with no classes. Yeah, I mean they already have that with the Ascension. I guess you could. Should I tell people to go play Ascension? Wait, where's ASAP Rocky? I see his Rocky. What the hell is he, dude? I see his yelling, but maybe that was in the game. Let's go. Maybe that's from the game. Thanks guys, boss. I was lost, but it was fun. It's all good, Nurzo. Thanks for joining, my guy. Guys, we'll do these duels Friday for EU, Saturday for NA. But I think Blizzard just need to do a small update, small changes to classes. Because even a small change has a ripple effect. Assassin Rogue would be my perfect example. Like, they're really good. Everyone plays Assassin Rogue now, but before 905, nobody really played them. And now they're really, really good. Now they're really good. I think they also buffed the Legendary with Mutilate slightly to make it a little bit stronger, but like very small changes, and now they're like meta. It's all it takes. So for Druids, I think they should make it so that Flesh Cap doesn't benefit from Bear Form. And then you won't have like Giga buffs. So then every other class is like the Battle Master Trinket Flesh Cap if you want to use it. So every class is fair on that. Or maybe make it that Flesh Cap doesn't benefit from Battle Master Trinket, Bear Form, Rallying Cry, or any of those modifiers. I think that'd be fine. So then, because some classes have that those tools, some classes don't, and you can make Flesh Cap a little bit more even for all the classes. Stuff like that. Think about tournament? I'll think about it. Big baller, think about those tourneys? Oh my god, dude. I will think about them. That's all I can promise you, boys. I'll think about it. Thanks for the games. Thanks so much for coming by, Dread. Hope you enjoyed them. But yeah, like the little things. Like for monks, I think they just need to take the conduits of like some of the conduits above the damage for PvE, just not for PvP. Like the conduit with the spin crane kick thing. Maybe tune the damage of spin crane kick. Like it shouldn't one-shot. Like it should be a good AoE ability, but it probably shouldn't one-shot a player in like a single spin with Boneless Brew and whatnot. Boneless Brew I think is really, really good. So maybe I don't think it's Boneless Brew that's bad. I think it's maybe the conduit that buzz Boneless Brew. Because let me see what the conduit even does. There's a website we can use. Just look at what monks are playing right now for PvP. You can probably find it. Let me look. Monks. Windwalker. Let's go through 3. And so conduits. Coordinate offensive, that's the one they're playing where your strong method fire does more damn. I don't think that's bad where they focus damage. This one just ends up like with additional 90% damage to Rising Sun Kick for every extra target. So spinning crane kick bonus from striking a unique target with target palm black eye kick, it gives about additional 90%. So I don't think it's the spinning crane kick damage buff, but it's like spinning crane kick I think is buffed by 15% per mob you tag. So that 15% is buffed by additional 19%. So it does carry into like a 20%. I feel like maybe they would just reduce the baseline buff, like keep this conduit in the game, but heavily reduce the buff that spinning crane kick does. So if you want to run this conduit for like a big spinning crane kick burst, you could in the AoE if you're trying to like RBGs or whatever, but nerf the baseline damage, so maybe it makes this conduit less of a thing, make people play more of a single target conduit. But it's because like it's an AoE conduit that works really good, insane damage for single target. Like I'm fine with it being an AoE conduit, and it's fine if it's used in like PvE, right? Because monks are really just AoE bots nowadays. Bone Marrow Hops. Bonus Brew damage and healing is increased by 76%. when it's reducing shadow damage or healing. It's going to reduce by it's also going to reduce the cooldown, but like 76% more damage in PvP on a Rising Sun kick. Because like that's where the big burst comes from, is you get a big Rising Sun kick crit, your images get a Rising Sun kick, and Bone Dust Brew procs from all three. And that's where you get like the big one-shots. So it's not even like the spinning crank kick that's busted with Bone Dust Brew, but even Bone Dust Brew with Rising Sun kick. Like it's good that they buffed it, but maybe that's a good buff for PvE, so it takes that single AoE ability into more like AoE element with a bit of damage to it. I think that's fine, but like in PvP I think it ends up scaling way too hard. So maybe nerf it, but like kind of like what they did for the Paladins and their hammer, right? They had a nerf to the Paladin, Retribution Pally, and their hammer conduit. The Ring and Clarity, they nerfed it like 30% in PvP or something like that. Just do the same thing for monks with Bone Marrow Hops and Calculated Strikes or something. Or maybe just nerf the debuff with Spin Crank Kick in PvP. I think that'll probably be a better way of going about it. Bonus makes them OP. Yeah, I mean, Calculated Strikes itself, with Spin and Crank, you could get a combo. Like, monks already have good damage in PvP, right? You already have really good damn. Coordinated Assault Offensive just makes you so much better in single target. Junior Burst with Zowen and everything, you already hit really hard, just Zowen and images. You already have the one-shot potential. And that's the thing, you already have that big modifier. But now you also have like Spin and Crank Kick as another way of you just winning games. Because if you get a proc, you get a bunch of debuffs, images, bam, big burst, and then you have Bone Marrow Hop. So you have like, you could just go in with images and Zowen, you could just go images and spin, or you could just go images and Bone Marrow. Like you have 3 ways of bursting. You can combine it together, or you could separate them. Use one, get cooldowns. Use the other, get cooldowns. Use third, they're dry, you win. Like, it's just a small adjustment that needs to be done. And it's not even in the class design, it's rather just the interaction between class, covenant ability, and the conduit. Like one of those things, class, covenant ability, conduit, if one of those in that chain link gets not broken, but like rusty, you don't have a strong ability, like a huge chain to corrode somebody with, I guess. They must make it a range patch, Rise of Sunshine. This is Tijuana. Wait, they must make it a range next patch, Rise of Sunshot. Wait, really? What? Critics Mall Walker. That's pretty funny. Last thing I want for the classes I hate the most, DK to be combined with my second most classes, Shaman, and not my WoW such a BS. Oh, for real, true. For real, Bone Dust makes them OP, yeah. This is US, it is US, Jaggins, but we were kind of done for the evening. Join on 5 PM East Coast to join in. More than welcome to my guy. Yeah, like nothing really about Monk I think is busted as a class. It's just certain combinations with certain conduits. And this is my understanding, the Calculated Strike, Spinning Crank Kick, Big Burst combo, like it's just a ton of damage. It's a bunch, but you have like all these modifiers, right? You have a 16% more damage from Earth Spirits, or Storm Earth and Fire Spirits, do 60% more damage. Your Spinning Crank is going to do 90% more damage. I think 300% more damage if you get a proc. Bone Marrow Hops, when they do proc, do 67% more damage. With the Wen, who's going to take like, I think, what, 40% of the damage you do, 30% of the damage you do, and apply as extra damage on top of it. And then you have the Trinket in order to buff up your stats on top of that. Like, it's just a lot of modifiers all at once. So of course I have like insanely huge damage, because if you use all these modifiers on a boss, you hit the boss really hard for a short time. It's just a lot of damage, but it's a lot of damage in your cooldowns. It's just in PvP, you just need a bunch of damage within CDs. The problem with that is all that damage is overkill to kill somebody. Like when they don't pop a cooldown, it's overkill. So even if you just use a portion of the damage, just Coordinated Assault Offensive with Storm Earth and Fire focusing on target, Zowen, that's enough damage to kill somebody in a burst, in a like a leg sweep. That's enough damage. If they pop a cooldown or anything, they live. Spinning Crank Kick with a proc in a set of images that do extra damage, that's enough damage to kill somebody by itself. Okay, then they say they would live that. And then Bone Marrow Hops with a set of images, Rising Sun Kick with this thing does 76% more damage. That's enough to kill somebody. So it's just when you have all these three together, it's just a massive overkill. So if you just separate them, that's still one-shot capability, or at least kill potential from either one of these. Which is compared to like a class like, I don't know, an Outrogue, the only time I get a kill is if I get a big proc on a pistol shot, but that's not even a kill. That's usually like decent damn. What, 10k maybe? Pistol shot, 8k pistol shot, which is an okay setup. The only kill potential I have is if I get a trinket out of them. I have a artifact, not artifact weapon, but the Dreadblade's talent rolling, or it's called artifact weapon, kidney shot, flagellation, and I go through a burst. Right, that's one kill potential. Another kill potential is maybe when they're low and I get a giga pistol shot. That's about it. But it's outside of that, I don't have like 3 different setups. I have like one on a 1.5 minute CD. I have one big setup. Killing spree isn't really part of it. It's kind of like just follows the target, but it doesn't do damage. I guess you could also add another setup for Rogue, and that's Shackle, but then you add that to other DPS, and that's basically every DPS gonna go leg sweep, Shackle, and that's your kill potential. But usually that Shackle, I mean, depends on what if it's a gear character, it's gonna do some damn, but it's not gonna like kill him. So for me, I have a 1.5 minute CD on kill potential that can be shut down. A Monk has 3 different kill potentials on different CDs. Bone does brew in a minute, Monk images on a 1.5 minute, Zowen on a 2 minute, spinning crane kick with a proc, like my pistol shot proc with a legendary does maybe at most 20k DPS, 20k damage in a single global, and that's on a kind of undergeared mob with my good buffs, everything rolling. But with a Monk, the spinning crane kick I think on a player can do more than that just by itself. But then you add the images, that's another modifier altogether, you know what I mean? So it's just if you spread out your cooldowns a little, it's just so much damage potential, and you can kind of fish for procs. For me, it's not fishing for procs, it's like wait until between the eyes, but then they could just get it back to back if they want. So they can literally spin, and that spin can proc another spin. So you can be like, oh wait, spin, wait, I gotta spin, I win. It's kind of crazy. For me at least, I'm waiting for like a cooldown of an ability, a cooldown reduction. It's kind of crazy when you think about it. It's just kind of crazy. Anyway, boys, we're gonna call it here. Thank you so much for joining the duels. I think it might be a good idea for me to maybe make a video talking about how maybe talk about some classes in PvP, like based on what we've seen in duels and based on what we see in like those WoW highlight videos all the time of like classes that are super giga good. Because like in duels, I think it ends up maybe looking maybe worse though, because in a 2v2 3v3 arena, it's like, you know, you have somebody that can help you, they have defenses that can be blown, you can cover for each other's weaknesses or whatever. But some classes definitely feel like they have advantage over others. Like, where are Warlocks, dude? I want Warlocks to be a thing. You remember Warlocks? I didn't remember Warlocks. I don't think I see them anymore. Mages are still good, but I don't think I see them nearly as much anymore. Rogues are always broken. Don't get me wrong. Rogues are always going to be broken. Thanks for streaming, dude, on duels. I love the every moment of it. Awesome. Thanks, my guy. Time to nerf everything buff Warlocks. Not nerf everything. Like, not nerf it hard. Just nerf parts of it. But yeah, buff Warlocks. I think we don't see him enough. I miss my chaos ball slinging dudes. But I also think maybe, I noticed that a lot of the classes we talk about that are busted are not casters. It's melee. And I think maybe that armor change. The games aren't getting slower. They're not really slowing down to be caster friendly. And maybe eventually we'll have a caster friendly meta at some point where the games are a little bit slower. Then maybe we'll see more casters. But it now just seems so melee heavy with the armor reduction they did this season. When you see them, you know it's a 10-minute game. Oh, with Warlocks or with other classes? If it's with Warlocks, you mean Affliction? Maybe, yeah. Armor change was BS. I think armor change is good for melee classes, but maybe like everybody's got basically max and gear, right? Those are fine. Locks, well, maybe Affliction. Maybe they got some survivability, but like, I don't know. I think they have some kill potential, but it's just such a ramp up. They could be shut down. Unless you get like really good cross CC. Like Warlocks are not terrible. They are played, but like compared, like you could play Feral Druid, put bleeds, and meow around like a cat and throw down swarm on things. Or you could go for the Warlock setting up big old chaos bolts with big cross CC. Like one of them is easier than the other. It feels like, you know what I mean? Like if both of them were kind of like a similar setup, similar ease of play, and similar reward, then I think it'd be kind of, it's gonna be difficult because classes are so different. But it's just in PvP, you know what I mean? It's just, it feels like it's so much easier on a Feral Druid. Then go behind the pillar, flash cat, go to Bear for friends and regen with a swarm on you, huge healing. Or maybe just go for Swiftman heals with conduits. It just seems like a lot, you know what I mean? Anyway, we're gonna call it here, boys. Thank you so much for coming by. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you boys on next stream. Alrighty, you guys have yourselves a wonderful, beautiful day. Tomorrow is a Sunday. It's a day off. We're just gonna be chilling. Creepachu for 39 months, my dude. Creepachu been following for 39, dude. What the hell is that? That is a long, long time. Oh my god, boys, 30. I didn't even notice. Jesus, my guy. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, boys. Thank you all. You guys have a good one. I'll see you all in next stream. Sunday off. Coming back Monday for the all stuff. Peace.